Uh,
And we're live.
hey, we're live. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is this thing still on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to another episode of PM in the PM, Pong and Mav in the PM. That's right. You have dialed in on a Thursday night to our top show of all freaking time. It's right here on this channel. That's what Mav and I think. It's PM in the PM. So, of course, we're going to have a good time. And we missed you guys last week, according to me, and I think Mav would agree. It was all my fault last week, of course. It's my fault that we're late tonight. It is month end, although Mav is extremely busy too in real life with his work too. So, but it is my fault. I called it tonight, so I had to get here a little late. But thank you guys for waiting, and thank you guys for showing up. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. We got some stuff happening this week, and again, I've been kind of out of the loop because of how busy I've been. But I've still been catching up on things. My God, we had a Nintendo Direct today. Like, they're just not done promoting the Switch. Like, nothing Switch 2 here, although we know a lot of these games are going to be on Switch 2, obviously, probably all of them. But they're just not done pumping the Switch. So we got a Nintendo Direct today with a couple cool games in there. As you can see from the thumbnail, a little broke back mountain action for Yves. Yves just can't quit us.
I
can't wait to talk to
can't
Matt.
quit you.
Exactly. That's basically what Yves is doing to us. But we really don't want him. It's not like Brokeback Mountain, man. We really don't want Yves around. I can't wait to talk to Mav about this because that news broke today. We kind of knew this was one of the directions they could go. So we're going to get into some Ubisoft as always. But we got a couple other things too. We got WB out here cutting games and geez, man, I don't know, but we got a lot of cool shit happening too. So I'm excited to get back to talking to games. I hope you all are excited to listen, join in the fun. But let's get to the co-host, the man who is the CEO of the Fun Speculation Network, the one and only Fun Speculation, aka Mav, who has been becoming a stealth ninja assassin lately as much as he can. And also, Mav, I caught some parts of your Claire Obscure as well play through as well. Yo, I need to hear a little bit more about your thoughts on that because I didn't get to catch all your thoughts. So what's going on, Mav? How you been this week, brother?
Oh, good, man. It's been pretty busy. Work has been pretty insane. It's getting to storm season, so with my job, that some years it means it can start to become chaos, and it's kind of starting right now. So I haven't been able to this week game as much as I would dream of, but but I have been able to get some gaming in here and there. Mainly Assassin's Creed Shadows, kind of hopping in, doing some random stuff, and just kind of sandboxing it is what I'll call what how I'm playing it right now. I'm just kind of roaming around doing my own thing and having a blast doing it. And yeah. And besides that, yeah, I haven't spent a whole lot of time with much other stuff. I did have a chance to stream Claire Obscure Expedition 33, as you mentioned. That was part of the preview that they had available to some people out there, and I was a little late on it, but I was able to get to it, and I was happy to do so because I was really enjoying my time with it. It was really well polished, like there was some branching paths, and it was kind of old school in some ways, but also very fresh and new in some ways. The story seemed like it was going some crazy, interesting places. But the best part of it was the actual turn-based combat and the mechanics involved with it. Even though I suck at the timing for the parries and the dodges, I got to get better at that. And I will tell you that there's a little bit of skill involved with the figuring that out and getting used to it. But if you do, like, you can, I think, take on higher enemies, and you should be able to if you can manage that very well. But yeah, I love the mechanics. There's a lot there, though, right? There's a lot there as far as the way that elements interact and do all these different things with the different characters and stuff. So can't wait to see how that progresses and grows upon itself. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty damn good game, especially one that gonna get to play in Game Pass later this month as well. So Yeah, looking forward to playing more of it, for sure.
When
And
I
if
when I saw you playing, right, man, real quick,
yeah,
when I saw you playing though, and obviously we've heard the inspiration was from
yeah,
JRPGs and all that kind of stuff, and now he's come out, the lead, I forget his name, apologies, has come out and stated that his two of the biggest games that influenced this,
hmm
uh, were Final Fantasy X, my favorite Final
yeah,
Fantasy, and then Lost Odyssey.
right,
Of course, the Xbox 360, uh, absolute masterpiece, right? Um, when I heard that, but when I watched you play it, like, yeah, that's the kind of spirit that, again, it's modern, it's gorgeous, the visuals, like I bro, the UI again,
yeah,
I the fact that some devs are putting a lot of time and attention on UI aspects, just from the glimpses I got of you playing, I was like, holy shit, we got another great UI in a game. But just the atmosphere while you were in the world map were like, holy shit, man. Like they have gone back to that classic JRPG feel. And then I got to see you go into the overland map, the classic overland
yeah,
map, like the
yeah.
old school. Oh, I was like,
And that's
oh,
kind of
we're
where I
back.
ended it. I was like, because
Yeah,
at that point, I'm
we're
like,
back.
I don't want to experience any more of this right now.
Hmm.
When I saw that, I was like, this is gonna get too good. I need to like,
The combo attack that you pulled off on that one boss too, right before you ended too, like it was so beautiful, man. It was so beautiful. The
yeah,
attention to detail that I could already see in this game. Ah, man, so looking forward to this game. I'm so happy you got to try it out. It's looking so damn good.
yeah, we're
Mm,
buffering, but I think it's back.
okay,
I'm not
should be
sure.
okay.
Yeah, the internet's kind of up and down right now, guys. Sorry, I don't know what's causing that, but hopefully it evens out.
It's you.
If you can refresh, might help for you, everybody in the chat. But yeah, I know the part you're talking about, and it's
Yeah.
got just like sick animations and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that lead into things, and like um, I don't know, man. It feels like old school in the right ways and new school in the right ways, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah, they took
So
the best. They took
yeah,
the best of and then updated it to modern. Yes, I get you. I
yeah,
get what you're saying.
and like the only thing I would say, like as of right now, that I feel like the music was great, but it started to get from just the time that I was playing, it was getting a little too repetitive for me, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Fair enough.
in that sense, I would like and also the enemy types for the stretch I was
Mm-hmm.
playing through was very similar all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
But they within those enemies there's still different ones where you got to find the weaknesses, and then like it's gonna be that's gonna play a huge factor. Resistances, weaknesses, and building upon your
Beautiful.
attacks and stuff. But yeah, the animations when you like get to the taking out like the boss, like I took out one of the last things I did was take out like this boss guy, and it
Yeah.
has just this epic like finish, man. It was so satisfying. It reminded me of like those classic JRPGs from back in the day where they make a bigger set piece moment out of one of those times. There was also the element to it where it's like, okay, I'm gonna explore a little bit. I saw this like huge boss guy standing there guarding what looked like to be a gate. I was like, oh,
Right.
I'm gonna test it out. We'll see what happens. Oh no, he like one hit everybody. Just like not even a chance. So it was like there's gonna
Right.
be an element to where like you may get more powerful and want to go back to some of these places and stuff like that.
Sure.
So
Yep.
yeah, I'm loving what I tried
Absolutely.
of it so far.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't take anything away from my expectations. It only kind of cemented that what I had seen previously with all the quality, with all of the production value, with all of the kind of style of game this was going to be, was just kind of cemented by my little preview that I got to play of it. So yeah, man,
Love to hear it, brother. Love to hear it.
it's fun.
And Assassin's Creed Shadow is still treating you well though? You
Oh
still
yeah, I'm loving
yeah,
that game so much. Like
yeah,
it's just like what I would want out of a modern day Japan RPG or Assassin's Creed type game. It's what I would want out of a modern day stealth game.
right.
Like it just kind of combines all of these things to create this like sandbox environment that I love to explore. I mean the weather, the castles, the little towns, like temples, like it's got this combination of like bigger bases, the medium size and then smaller and each one of them you can kind of approach differently, and I just love exploring it. Like the exploration element in this game is very high. So, and then figuring out different ways to take out the enemies, building upon your weapons and your skills is fun too. Like it's going to be one that I will play for years off and on and just always go back to for sure. I mean, I within the first like 2 hours, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be playing this thing for forever." You know, it's just one of those games that really clicks with me. Smooth, man. Love
Love to
it.
hear it. I can't wait to pick it up and try it out myself at some point. So, and yeah, sorry, chat. I'm watching too. It looks like we got South of Midnight going. That's what Mav and I look like right now. Actually, worse than South of Midnight. But he said it's bumpy, and I'm gonna try to refresh and see if it does pick up on my
It
end.
says encoding overloaded.
Yeah, no, it's. I just refreshed, and I guess some people are saying the audio is fine, but it's just the video is just
This is
completely
weird, man.
bottomed out.
Refreshing doesn't work. This is
Yeah,
weird. I've never had this error before. I
yeah.
had to update my BIOS
Okay.
for Avowed for
Yeah, for
some
Avowed.
reason, and
Yep. I remember you
ever
saying that.
since then, I've had these little random weird issues.
PCMR life, baby. Let's
I know.
go. Let's go.
What is encoding overloaded? Consider turning down video settings or using a fat. What?
Of course. Just turn down everything.
Did my settings like for my output like change?
I don't know.
I
Yeah, we're
don't
like,
know.
yeah, it's great. I think it's significantly better than Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, Fuzzy's talking about something else. Sorry, Fuzzy. Fuzzy tomato into here. Okay.
I mean, I could
Well, what do you
try
want to do?
and
You want to keep going, or do you want to try it? What do you want to try to do?
like I don't know how bad it is still. Also a little low.
Okay.
Like
I
you know,
refreshed it, and it's like
is it
we're
hopping
like,
around like that?
yeah, and then it'll skip, and then it'll literally like flashcards right now. Is that bad?
Yeah, Kate said I really need to. Oh, okay. Kate.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna encoding overload. um, Video encoder.
So change OBS priority and task manager to high, or
Okay, hold on. Let me see if there's any conflicting programs.
adjust the encoder preset to software X264 and enable advanced encoder settings.
What? What?
The most popular fix in fixes in solving. Hold on. Where is it? Come on, man. I just saw it. It was to set the priority to OBS having priority, but again, who knows? What the
I mean, I can. There's a setting in it that I can put OBS on high. Set.
Yeah, that's what it says to do. High priority.
I just saw that, but
Yeah. Caitlin goes, I sent you a video. Turn off ray tracing, Scorpio says. That's a good idea.
Okay.
We still look good with
encoder settings. I'm going to turn that to balanced. And I'm going to.
we're going to balance mode. We're not going to go performance mode. Okay. All right. I don't know
Well,
about
is
this.
baseline May or high?
Ghost Fixer says the God rays. Could be.
Okay, I just changed the preset to balanced and.
Okay, everybody, we're in balanced mode. Let's see how this is working. See if we're getting some more frames. Doesn't look like we're getting any more frames.
You practically can't even hear us anymore.
Uh-oh. So it's like that's disappearing too? Okay. All right. We might have to restart.
Oh man.
Welcome back, everybody. Thursday
Process
night.
priority. I'm going to turn that to high.
PCMR life right here, folks. Oh. Wow.
Let me know if that helped.
We're getting oh, well, we're getting more frames. We're picking up. Okay, we're picking up. Okay, I see movement. I see
Okay.
movement. How's everybody else looking? Hit your refresh because I'm moving normal. Mavs, I mean, we might not be perfect, but we are back. We are back. Video is back, Rayo, it says. So he sees it too. Yeah. We're looking better, Mav.
Is it like smooth video?
Yeah, it's smooth video.
Like normal?
Yeah, it's like normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
I think we're caught up. All smooth right now.
I,
Tech says. Thank you,
I think whatever this update, I think maybe it changed some
Yeah.
of the settings in OBS that I haven't messed with in like years. So
Did you have a problem on FSP too?
no,
Yeah.
no, FSP
Okay.
ran fine.
Okay, so yeah, no, it's something weird. But yeah, okay, we're looking normal. It's holding steady, so there's no weird shit going on. Okay,
Back to the program.
back to the regularly scheduled program. God, I have a hard time with that word. Hey, everybody, welcome back to PM in the PM. Welcome to the now video and audio stream instead of the slideshow plus audio stream that we were just having. Actually, it was less than a slideshow at points. It was more of like a PowerPoint presentation. But thank you all for sticking around here. So I think we've got it kind of fixed out. So yeah, my week. Well, listen, you guys, if you guys follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, you know what I've been getting into. And for a lot of you, it's probably not going to be pretty exciting. That's going to change. By the way, in my intro, I should have said happy Adamfall release day, right? To Rebellion and everybody. I want to be playing that. I'm not going to have a chance tonight because I got to go to bed right after the show. But obviously I've been waiting on Adamfall. So you guys will be hearing new game talk from me, shortly here as well. But yeah, I could go back into Age of Mythology again, still kicking that around because I just love that game so damn much. But yeah, man, I am on a Death Stranding kick. I had touched this when it was in PC Game Pass when back in the day. I had touched it when I first got my PC. And I have obviously picked it up since then on sale. I picked it up on Steam because I did want to get to it. And I then Xbox, it came to Xbox, and then it was Play Anywhere on Xbox. So I double dipped and I bought it on Xbox. So I got it on Xbox, and of course I got it on PC Xbox as well now. But I downloaded that game this past weekend, Mav.
Yeah.
Because I told you guys I put down Avowed, right?
Yeah.
Avowed's done. I uninstalled. So I was like, shit, I got a week before Adamfall comes out. I'm like, what am I gonna play? And of course, I want to play some Monster Hunter Wilds, but again, I need big time slots for Monster Hunter Wilds. I can't play Monster Hunter Wilds for an hour or 2 hours and put it down. Okay, I can't do that with Monster Hunter Wilds. I should be able to, but I can't. So I could easily have hopped back into that, but I instead downloaded Death Stranding, the walking simulator, the famous walking simulator from the one and only Kojima. And as I made my post earlier this week on X, there are certain games that come along that you don't realize you need. And if you play games for long enough, I think most of you in our audience will know what I'm talking about. You'll start playing a game and it just clicks.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a game that you tried before that it didn't necessarily click, or maybe you just didn't have enough time to put into it. But you download it and you start playing it again and it just clicks. It's that right moment in time for your mindset, where you're at in real life and otherwise. Death Stranding is that game for me right now. I am, I laughed when it came out and everybody called it a walking simulator, and so many people hated on this game, obviously, when it was a PlayStation exclusive, which was for obvious reasons. I understand why there's going to be a portion of people who do not find this game interesting and never will touch it, or even people that do touch it and go, yeah, no, it's not for me. Totally get it, right? Again, not every Kojima game is for me either. I love the dude because of what he brings to the table, but not every game is going to appeal to every person, and this one especially. I know that. But I am now that I don't know what I put in this week. I probably put in 10, 12, 15 hours in this game now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably erring on the side that I understand why there was a big group of people that considered this game of the year when it came out. And I'm probably in the group that understands why there's also a big group of people still on X, especially Eastern fans, Japanese fans, still posting screenshots daily on this game and still playing this game daily. I'm starting to see why. And like I said, it's going to be about mindset for me, where I am in real life, and just how this game appeals to me on so many levels. And it's also getting a bump, Mav, because of a bunch of games that I played recently, including Avowed, where the writing disappointed me so much. To have a game use adult writing, like I'm not even talking about like I understand what Kojima's doing here all the time. I'm not that dude that's gonna try to fake this and go, oh
Right.
yeah, I totally get what Kojima's going for. It's some great little mind travel, mind trip that he's taking you on, right? I'm not gonna get into all that. Like, I get some of it, what he's trying to do, and I understand it. But the fact that this game treats me as an adult and does really good writing, and whether the story all connects or fits or not yet doesn't matter to me. The fact that, again, we're using real language between, in conversations between the actors, that adults' conversations would happen in this type of situation. I appreciate that even more right now. So that's getting a little bump for me, because I'm like, damn, this feels good, man. This feels good to have some damn good movie quality writing and acting going on in this game. So that's getting a little bit, but really the Decima engine, I've sung the praise of Decima engine forever. The Decima engine is one of my favorite engines of all time. I can't believe how gorgeous this game can be in moments. Can't wait to see what he does with 2 when it shows up here. But just the loop of, yes, walking, yes, picking up packages and delivering packages, walking through BT areas in which you don't really have a whole lot of weapons, at least early on. You get them later on. But I don't have a whole lot of weapons right now against the BTs, and having to, hold my breath as I walk through these areas and trying to get attacked as little as possible through these areas, which is nearly impossible. Sometimes you are going to get attacked and survive. Yes, this game appeals to me on a lot of levels right now. I am absolutely enamored with this game. The visuals, the writing, the acting, Kojima did something here, and I am really thoroughly enjoying taking this trip with him. As wild as it is sometimes I go, what are we, where are we? What are we doing now? But there's other moments, there's other quiet moments too, that are just like, holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get exactly what we're doing here and why this is impactful. So be that as may, I know this isn't exciting for most of you that probably either have played it and already love it, or played it to hate it, or wrote it off a long time ago, but it's an older game. But for me, I just want to say, as a gamer, this is one of those times why I love being a gamer, because I can pick up a game that, yes, obviously I had interest in it. I double dipped everywhere on it. I was going to eventually get to this game, but I had no idea if it was going to be a game that stuck with me or hit me on a different level, or if it was just going to be a cool, like, hey, this is a really amazing looking Decima game, and I really like what Kojima does in a lot of his games, and so it's kind of cool like that way. But ultimately, like, it is what it is. It was kind of a walking simulator. It was what everybody kind of described it as, and it just didn't hit for me. This is one of those games, again, as a gamer, where I graze a lot of things. This one's hitting different. This one brings magic with it. Like I said, I understand why some people think or thought back in the day this was the best game of that year. I now get that. And this is a game that I'm going to continue to play. It's going to be in my rotation now. So again, how long I go with this, do I wind up going to the end? I don't know, but I am enjoying this experience that I'm having within this world right now. And I think Death Stranding is one of those games that's going to stick with me, from a visual standpoint, but from an audio standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, of some of the things that already I have seen and experienced through Kojima's eyes. There's some really cool stuff in here, man.
Yeah.
And I do like the delivering packages loop. I really do. And getting experience, and he's got it down. I love his UIs anyway. He pulls so much from Metal Gear and all that kind of stuff. So his UIs are always kind of futuristic. They kind of just really are sharp, and they really visually kind of grab your attention. And every time you deliver packages, you get ratings, and then you get all these scores that add up. You get all these thumbs up, applause, all this kind of stuff. And then you're always building too. Your skills are always going up. So it's a good loop. It's a good RPG loop where you feel like, even though it's just delivering packages, like Sam Porter Bridges is becoming a better package deliverer, right? He's becoming a better character as you play him, and Kojima does a nice job coming across with that. And so I do that, dopamine hit of getting rewarded, right? Does work in this game. So I'm having a great time with that. Like I said, you guys will hear me talking about Atom Fall coming up here for sure. And a bunch of the other new games coming out too, as these months go by. But Death Stranding is where I'm at right now, Mav, and I've just been super impressed by it. So
yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. One I want to go back to at some point.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think you should.
Yeah, I've played it for
Something
such a short amount of time, but like,
yeah,
it was like, wow, when I did. So
yeah,
I'm sure it'll grab me again at some point.
Yeah, it might, and maybe it won't grab you as much as it grabbed me. I legit get stubborn in these games, and like, if you guys have been listening to me for long enough, like going back to like Bethesda games, being overburdened, is not a problem for me. I will walk slow if I'm stubborn about it. If there's something I want to keep, I will be stubborn. Last night, legit, my last 25 minutes of playing Death Stranding, I was overloaded to the point where he is walking so damn slow. But the cool part is that when you're overloaded in this game, you really can't fall down. Like, you don't have to worry about the balancing. For people who don't know, you do have to worry about your balancing when you're carrying shit in this game. Some people hated that mechanic. I think it's freaking awesome. And it actually works pretty well. And it's not over the top hard to get used to. So, but anyways, when you're overburdened, you're walking so slow, you don't have to worry about falling over. I was so stubborn last night, carrying so much weight and I had to go back like a half. Well, it was probably closer to 3/4 of a mile walk to the place where I needed to deliver a couple of the packages to get extra bonus missions. There's a bunch of reasons why you want to do it. But anyways, you can deliver them elsewhere, and they basically say, oh, you're letting somebody else carry, but you get portion of the experience, the thumbs up. But if you carry them all the way, you get the full boat. Well, I was just like, nope, I'm doing this. I literally climbed over a small mountain, overburdened, and took me 25 minutes. I got to the point where I actually jimmied my controller up with some wires, and I had to go to the bathroom and let him walk straight ahead because I knew I wasn't going to fall over and damage anything. I legit did that. I walked away with my controller just so he'd keep walking a straight line because I had him on a good course. That's how stubborn I get in this game, but I will do that. Whereas most people wouldn't. Most people dump it, especially this early, and like, there's so many packages to find and carry elsewhere. Like, you don't really need to do that, but I was just like, no, I'm finishing this one. I want this. So having a great time with it, man. I just enjoyed this part of being a gamer, finding a game like this that just comes out of the blue, kind of knocks you in the side of the head.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah, let's shout out the chat here real quick, and then we'll get in some topics for this week because we got a lot to get into here, actually. And I am on a hard out tonight about 9:30, so we should have plenty of time to get through what we need to get through. But I do want to talk about some of this stuff. Mav, I don't know if did you watch Nintendo Direct today?
I didn't have a chance.
You were so busy. I have
no idea. Like, I haven't seen anything today.
Okay, you haven't seen anything. Okay, well, interesting. I'll give you a little a little tease here, Mav. We got a couple more IPs. Sony's licensing out their old IPs to Bandai Namco now to publish and create.
Like, which
There's some of their smaller dead. Like Hot Shots Golf is coming to Steam and Switch and PS5.
Okay.
I love Hot Shots.
Fun one. Yeah.
Everybody's golf, Hot Shots. I love that. Patapon, that rhythm game that's been around forever.
Okay.
Again, I'm not talking big titles here, but I'm talking about some of the stuff. People are now speculating that Gravity Rush is next. that they licensed it out.
I didn't even remember that they owned those IPs.
Yeah, they all. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Yeah.
I
Again,
remember
everybody.
playing them on PlayStation.
Hot Shots Golf is like the big one for me today. Was like, but Freedom Wars was another Sony IP. Freedom Wars, which I'm going to be picking up the remaster that just came out for Freedom Wars, which was a little known RPG. Pretty much, it was Vita. Amazing game. I'm going to pick up that remaster. But that was another one. So now we have a little interesting twist to this whole first party, third party thing.
Yeah.
So, Sony licensing out to Bandai Namco is interesting. So we're going to get to that. Legendary. Freaking Yobi's in the house. What's going on, Legendary? Thank you so much for being here, brother. Appreciate seeing you. Peace, love, life, folks. Peace, love, life to you, sir. One of the most positive people in this community. Thank you for being here. God Emperor, Sofa King's in the house. What's going on, God Emperor? Great to see you, brother, as always. Got Mazer Tech in here. What's going on? Mazer Tech says, oh my God, I'm so excited for Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because I'm a Metroid. I all the Nintendo stuff. I really like Metroid Prime, and I want to play Metroid Prime 4. But I got to talk about it a little bit because I can't. I already see what's going to happen with this game. Gamers Unfiltered. What is going on, brother? Great to see you. We got the Fuzzy Tomato, the Fuzzy not Belvedere, but the Fuzzy Tomato in here. He goes walking slowly for 25 minutes. Save some fun for the rest of us. LOL. Hey, Fuzzy. Tell me, brother, it takes all kinds in these games, man, and I am one of those people that's stubborn. Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, I did that exact same thing in some of the opening parts where I refused to give up everything that I looted from dead bodies. And I literally walked for 20, 25 minutes. I will do it. I'm stubborn like that in some of these games, man. Open world, I've been playing them for so long, I don't care. Def Leopard, what's going on, Def Leopard? Great to see you in here. What's going on? We got Prince Green, thank you for dropping on in here. Great to see you. He goes, I don't know. The UI to me is some of the worst aspects of Kojima games. Yeah, it's all subjective. It's all art, man. I love his UIs. I'm not saying that they're the most easiest to use. Like if you're talking about user friendly, I'm not saying that. This game is no different. I could certainly, if you want to talk about that aspect of UIs, user friendliness, no, this is definitely not user friendly either. Some of the menus are very confusing when you're trying to do things. I'm talking about the visual appeal of them. They just pop and they look futuristic. I love what he does sometimes with those, but no, user friendly. No, I agree with you if that's what you're talking about, Prince. Jax82, what's going on, Jax82? Great to see you. He goes, there's a good story with Death Stranding. I was about to quit the game. It has some weird moments. Yeah, it's definitely got the Kojima effect. What's going on, Elvin? He says that feeling of connection to the writing is no doubt helped by the fact that it's a modern setting. Correct, Elvin. But I love high fantasy. So again, Tolkien is fantastic writing. I was reading Tolkien in grade school. So I love high fantasy writing when it's done well as well. So yeah, but I do get what you're saying there. RSJ Fan 05, my friend, thank you for dropping in here. Great to see you. We got Omi Tony in the house. What's going on, Omi Tony? Great to always have you join the show. We got MF Great in here. What's going on, MF Great? We got the Dizzy Delta 99. What's going on, Dizzy Delta? We got It's Timmy. It's Timmy's in the house. What's going on? It's Timmy. Great to see you. We got the Ghost Fixter. What's going on, Ghost Fixter? Great to see you. We got the Pixel Slapper. What's going on, Pixel Slapper? Great to see you. He said, I just stood waiting for Fuzz to finish his guitar on Adamfall. Yep, I'm out. Thank F. I've got Ultimate for Cloud. Okay, then must be something going on with Adamfall. Well, I can't wait to try it out. Andrew Cullinane, of course, is dropping on. What's going on, Andrew Cullinane? Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you so much. Calorie, what's going on, Calorie? Thank you for being here. Leonard Herrera, what's going on? Thank you for joining the show tonight and being a part of it. And of course, the beautiful Miss Caitlin is in the house. And again, Miss Caitlin, thank you for everything that you do behind the scenes. Thank you for all the beautiful thumbnails. Appreciate you so much. Who else we got in here? We got the Silver Lab guy. What's going on, Silver Lab guy? Thank you for being a part of the show. We got Scorpio in the house. What's going on, Scorpio? We got Ray Oid joining us as always. Ray, always a pleasure, sir. Who else we got in here? Anybody else? Scrolling. Of course, King Styles. What's going on, King Styles? Great to have you a part of the show tonight. We got Lydian Maxter in the house. What's going on, Lydian? Thank you for dropping by and saying hi. We got the Razor Ultron. What is going on, Razor Ultron? as always, awesome to have you in here. And of course, the brother from another, getting us from space, the one and only Lore Master Jasper's in here. What's going on, Lore? Great to see you, brother. Miss you, man. Hope to get to talk to you soon. We got the Nathan Hardman. What's going on, Nathan? He said, cannot wait to finish work today. Then weekend gaming begins. Congratulations. I still got another full day of work, man, but enjoy the gaming this weekend, brother. Highlander Grim 0351. What is going on? Thank you for dropping in here. We got the Mr. Waffles in the house. What's going on, Mr. Waffles? Says, I don't know, but that Marvel Cosmic Invasion looks fire. Yeah, we're going to talk about that from the makers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, showing up with a little Marvel game during the Nintendo Direct that surprised everybody. So that should be dope. We will talk about that. We got Isaac Hayes 85 in the house. What's going on, Isaac? We got Ranks. What's going on, E-Ranks? He goes, why did that Nintendo Direct even need to happen? Listen, a lot of people say about Nintendo Directs, we got games, man, and we got third-party games that are going everywhere, man. Like, I know they're not the biggest things in the world, right? But, man, it's still cool to see game shows. I get excited. That's just me. If you're not one, that's cool. But I just get excited for all the game shows, man. I love seeing new games no matter where they're coming from. What's going on, Brett? Always a pleasure, sir. We got Siki, of course, in the house, dropping by saying hi. Oh, the one and only Masshole 1977. I'm sure he dropped in here pretty early and said, sup, nerds? Sup to you, nerd. Great to have you always, sir. Joining the group. Web Dave, the one and only Web Dave in the house. Thank you, Web Dave, for dropping on in. The brother from another Psychonauts dropped in here with the nerds as well. What's going on? Psychonauts holding it down on the front lines at the GameStop. Thank you, brother, for being a part of the show. And the one and only BT Maverick. What's going on, BT Maverick? And they must have been responding to Masshole because he said sup nerds too. Yeah, you guys were I knew Masshole jumped in here with that. I know him. True Serum. What's going on, True Serum? I see dropping in here at the bottom. Thank you for joining us tonight. Who else? Everybody else. Buzz. What's going on, Buzz? Nam. Omar checking in. Thanks, Nam. God, you guys are great. Jay Lewis comes in with a choo, 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 choo. Haha. Xbox better, gaming better. Yeah, we're still doing Xbox better. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you all for being here. And again, thank you all for putting up with the technical stuff in the beginning of the show. Hopefully it's holding steady. It looks like it is on my end, which is awesome. Yeah. But appreciate you guys all sticking around. So, man, let's jump into some topics, shall we? Let's jump into some stuff. Where do you want to go first, sir? Do you have any preference this evening? What you want to talk about?
I mean, I guess because the Nintendo Direct happened today, we could start with that. I'm watching a little bit of the trailers here now, catching up on it. I just saw the Marvel Comic Invasion, which looks awesome. Right up my alley for sure. I'm watching the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond little gameplay preview right now.
Yep.
Looks okay.
Oh, I can't wait for the reviews, bro. I see it coming. Let's start here real quick.
You think Game of the Year is gonna be?
Bro. Okay, again, I like Metroid Prime. It's one of the few Nintendo IPs that I do that I look out of the big ones. There are a bunch of them that I like. That obviously I'm even looking to get a Switch. For those that know, I don't care about Zelda. I don't care about Mario. So those are your two big ones that usually everybody wants. I don't care about Pokemon. So again, but Metroid Prime is one of the ones I do like and enjoy, and I've played them. Even when I didn't have Nintendo, I went to a buddy's house, played them. I enjoy the Metroid series. Metroid Prime 4 is obviously everybody's been waiting on for decades. So whatever. Yeah. It's one of those things. We've seen it already, but they brought it here. But I got to tell you guys, the way that we've talked about this in the past, the way that they promoted Metroid Prime 4 today and acted as if they were showing off some groundbreaking gameplay mechanics that we've never seen before in a game, Mav.
Yeah.
Is wild. This is classic Nintendo, right? They are, and I understand, for y'all jump down my throat, right? Nintendo don't care. Nintendo's advertising to their fan base. Their fan base thinks that this is new and exciting if they haven't played stuff outside of Nintendo games, right? So that's who they're not promoting to me. They're not promoting to us on the outside looking in on some of this stuff. I get it. Okay. But this is what we get. We talked about this when we saw the new the last Mario that came out, the 2D Mario map.
Mm-hmm.
And how that was the same year that Starfield came out. And we talked about how Starfield got docked for being the same old Bethesda, for not pushing the limits, for not changing things to be modern. And when the Mario 2D came out, what was it called? I don't remember now at this point. But anyways, when Mario came out, and I called it beforehand, a lot of us called it before.
Yeah,
Mario Wonder, thank you.
Yeah.
When we saw that, I was like, it's gonna be up for Game of the Year. People are gonna praise the shit out of it because that's the same damn Mario game with a little bit prettier graphics, and this time he turned into a fucking elephant. But oh my god, groundbreaking! Holy shit! Look at what they did, Mario Wonder. Oh my god, godsend game to Nintendo. And sure enough, that's the way the reviews went, even though it's the same damn game they've been making now for literally decades. Same damn game. Right?
I mean,
and so I was watching this Metroid Prime 4 trailer, and I'm watching, and again, the guy who's talking about, and this time Samus gets psychic powers, unknown psychic powers, and she is able to open doors. And she literally, Mav, not joking, they showed her taking a stone.
I saw it, and it's like,
did you see that? And putting it over and a door, and she can control her beam shots now. Like, yo, what? How? This is like literally some type of advertising or showcase from like 20 years ago, man. At this point, I'm like, okay, we're over the top. But again, I already know, Mav, because everybody, especially the people who vote on this stuff, especially the reviewers, have been waiting on Metroid Prime for so damn long now that they are going to talk about what a great leap this game is. They're going to talk about that these mechanics, oh my god, Nintendo did it. Holy shit, look at this. Metroid Prime feels new and fresh, and this is what we've been waiting for this whole entire time. And when it shows up on the Switch 2 and they show the improved lighting and the small little update to the graphics, oh my god, it's even better. Switch 2, it's taking full advantage of the Switch 2's power. Look at this Metroid Prime 4. Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I can already see it, brother. I can already see it.
I mean,
already see it.
It looks pretty cool for like a
Switch
1 game, right? You know, it's just weird timing, I think, because the Switch 2 is around the corner, and I would think you would ask for more out of that. And it's like, why? Could they have just enhanced it more, pushed the boundaries more a little bit, and waited for the Switch 2? You know, and that would have probably been cool. But you're promoting this as this was about Switch 1 games at this showcase, right? So
all Switch 1,
I just find that interesting. I know it took a long time for them to make. I don't think it's gonna be a bad game. I think it's gonna be a good game, right?
No, it's gonna be a good game.
But you're right. It's just the way it's presented about like, wow, we've never seen this before and stuff. And it's like, if you look at like 360 era games, I mean, 360 PS3 era, that's how they look for the most part. And there was a lot of mechanics that were around the same and stuff. But for a Switch game, it looks gorgeous, right? But you can see the limitations and the textures and the and all that stuff, which you would expect on the Switch. Like I don't expect that level of. I expect better though from the Switch 2.
Yeah, sort of.
To an extent, I'm not expecting the world, but I expect better on the Switch 2.
I did expect the combat to be a little bit faster.
Yeah, it seems slow, right?
Yeah,
Do you think that's intentional because it's on a handheld? Or
I think so. I think it might be, but come on, we've had Doom on handheld. And again, I'm not expecting Doom. Right. That's I'm not putting expectations like that on Metroid Prime. Okay. I'm not because I know I played the previous Metroid Prime games and it is a slower paced first person shooter. I was expecting a little uptick because she's looking slim. Her new suit does look fantastic, by the way. That was the big hit on the internets today was her new suit. Everybody, all the Nintendo fan base was like, oh my God, look at Samus's new suit. Holy shit. this is wow. Oh
Right.
my God. Wow. It does look good, but she looks really slim and trim and like she would be quicker. And that's the only thing I noticed, but it was
Yeah.
great to see Metroid Prime 4. I am actually looking forward to it when I do get my Switch 2 to play Metroid
Do you
Prime
think
4
they're
because it
gonna
is something.
sell an enhanced version for Switch 2?
Yes, they're gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in their main. It'll be in their main show next month for Switch 2. It's gonna be one of their first party
Yeah.
titles that they show off the power. And like Mazer Tech said in the chat, and I kind of agree to him. Agree with him. Um, when we first saw Metroid Prime 4, we talked about it, Map. Did we think that was the Switch 2 version that they were showing off? Because this one does look downgraded from the first time we saw it. I
Yeah.
think personally. Now I'd have to go back and look at them. So
I mean, the colors and the art style
colors
is
and the
cool,
lighting.
but
Yeah.
the like textures in themselves are like very
Yeah.
missing a lot of. I mean, they're very
Right.
simplistic, you know.
And I thought the first time it showed better. I thought the
Yeah.
first time it definitely had more
The
detail
the
to it.
lighting specifically was better.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like the colors that they're using. I like the style that they're using, but that first trailer I noticed like better lighting. And maybe a little bit better textures and stuff too. This one seems a little bit like, if you just look closely at the individual things, it's like, okay, yeah, that looks,
Yeah.
it
Switch.
is what it is, right? Yeah, exactly. It is a Switch 1
12-year-old
game, right?
tech now.
Yeah.
12-year-old tech now. They're putting this shit on, right? So, yeah, no, but it was great to see it here again. And obviously, that's going to be one of their big launch titles, obviously for Switch 2. So, I was happy to see it. I just found it funny. I was watching. I'm like, oh man, come on, Nintendo. These mechanics. Okay, they're
Yeah.
new to Metroid. Great. This is not like landmark shit. But like I said, I know what everybody's going to say when this thing
Yeah.
shows up. So that was great to see here. So we covered one of the big ones. We don't have to cover everything. Obviously, I'm just going to run through.
The other thing, real quick, I want to
go.
like they had
Go.
I saw the thing and I watched the video they had for the virtual game cards. Which was interesting. I like the concept of it, but
where did that concept come from, F?
Well, game share and stuff like that. You
mean what Xbox One was going to try
Right.
to do?
Exactly, but there was one serious limitation that
Yes,
and one major issue I have with this.
Nintendo. It's Nintendo, so of course there is.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So you can only
Ma'am,
one game per
tell
one
everybody
family
what it
member.
is.
Okay, so basically
Explain
you
it.
download a digital game and you convert your game.
This was shown at the Direct today. Yeah.
Right. And your games become like virtual game cards pretty much. And you can set up like a family for your house, whatever, everybody in the same Wi-Fi. And you can basically share your game to somebody else's Switch, right? Any of your family members, you can share your game to any of your family members' Switch. One game per person is a limitation, and for only 14 hours, which was like, I'm like, okay, so they gave us basically game share on Nintendo, right? In a way where you can, if you own a game, you can lend it to anybody else that owns a Switch, which is an improvement, like from the way that they handled things like Animal Crossing and stuff before. Because like basically, if you own like Animal Crossing on your Switch and stuff, and like you can't, it's basically like you got one island per device, and it's just really I'm interested to see what kind of workarounds people can have with the game share stuff. To limit it to 14 hours, it's just fucking garbage, man. Like, come on, if you're gonna give us game share, give us game share, right? Like, if you're gonna give us game share, if you're gonna make it to where, hey, we bought something and we can share it with whoever we want in our house, let us actually use it and do it. I mean, to put some kind of a fucking stupid limitation on that's just horseshit. So what they're treating it is like, oh yeah, hey, brother or sister or friend that came over, you liked my game so much, you got to try it. Oh, now you're gonna want to go buy it.
Yeah,
they're using it as like a trial. right?
Yeah.
Instead of actual, like, I own this and somebody else can borrow it anytime they want to. I mean, also, like, if they're in the same house, all that stuff, like, you should just let them exchange. Like, come on, man.
But they're doing more than anybody else has done. So with a digital purchase, right? So
I guess maybe. I mean, you could. I don't know, man. Like, because I can have multiple
yeah, you could. I mean,
um
I know what you're saying as far as the
like
family shared stuff.
like if I
Yeah,
log in my account on any
yeah,
Xbox, I can just automatically access
yeah,
any of my games. I
yeah. And
can
Steam
have
does it now too.
my
Yeah,
other Xbox and set up the home Xbox. Somebody else can play any of my games or my subscription on there as well as me at this at so like
it's true.
the
Yeah,
Steam, like my daughter
yeah,
plays my Steam library,
yeah, it's
like
true.
whenever she wants.
It's
Um
true.
so no, like I don't know. It's actually like I mean maybe they're doing more than PlayStation, but I when it said like, oh, up to 8 family members, I'm like, okay, this is getting somewhere. Then they saw the fucking thing about the 14 hours.
14 hours. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, come on. Okay, this horse shit.
Yeah. It
I
like I
don't
said,
like
it's
it.
Nintendo, so there's gonna be a limitation. So yeah.
14
I
days.
get it.
Sorry, 14 days, not
14
14
days.
days. I keep saying hours. I misspeaking. It is 14 days. Regardless,
Mhm.
14 days. Bullshit. It's like a rental, you know?
Right.
And like, can they play at the same time? You know? Like if it's a trial, can you play at the same time? Or are you actually giving it to somebody else? Like there's a limit on how much you can hand over the game for somebody else in your own household to try. I don't know. I just not a it's an improvement. But it's an improvement with a very BS cop out, that I think ultimately is kind of anti-consumer at the end of the day. So I don't know. I just wish they would have went all the way with it instead of this.
It would be great. I guess I like. I don't know. I guess I was thinking of it differently, but you're correct. I guess in your take on it, obviously with what you can do elsewhere. So I was thinking like the card removal thing is one step closer to be able to trade in digital because that was one of the things that people were trying to figure out
Yeah.
how we would ever be able to like trade in digital copies or
Keller
sell
says I'm
digital
not
copies.
understanding. What am I not understanding exactly? Because if I'm wrong about what I read and saw about this, I would like to know. I
That's the way I understood it, but again, I have not.
The game just goes back to your account after 14 days, and you can send it back. It's so people don't steal from you.
So it's just automatically removed after 14 days.
But
But
can you
that
give it back
same
to the
device
same
can give.
can you give it back to the same person 14 days later? Like what's the I don't know, man.
Mm,
Because it said only one person up to 14 days. Yeah, and I was wrong saying 14 hours. I meant to say 14 days. But
yeah, yeah, I didn't catch that either.
if you can just
Um,
rent it back to them again for
okay.
14 more days,
Switch
then yeah, I
players.
have no problem with that. That's cool.
Here's an explanation. Switch players who buy their games on physical cards are used to being able to share those games with other players simply by handing them the card. Now Nintendo is planning a process. So this was a thing before. Now Nintendo is planning a process to allow players to share their digital Switch purchases in a similar way. Okay. So okay, I see what they're saying there. So the new virtual card system, which Nintendo announced today ahead of the planned April rollout, will allow players to load and eject digital games via a dedicated management screen. An ejected digital game can't be played on the original console, but can be digitally loaded onto a new console and therefore and played there without restriction by any user logged into that system. While internet connection is required when loading and ejecting digital games in this way, the internet will not be required to play the shared digital game after the initial process is complete. And while both Switch consoles will need to be synced up via a local connection the first time, such as sharing, is done, subsequent shares won't require the console to be in physical proximity. Nintendo's announcement says the virtual game card system allows players to freely load and arrange which games you play on up to 2 systems, suggesting you won't be able to share different games across more than one secondary console. For households with more than 2 Switch units, though, Nintendo says virtual card lending will be available across your Nintendo Switch family group accounts. But these family loans are limited to one game at a time per group member and only last for 2 weeks after which the loan can be manually renewed. The game
Okay.
sharing system marks a significant change from the Switch's current digital game sharing process, which allows any number of secondary consoles to log into access an eShop's account's full digital library, as long as that library isn't in active use by another console at the same time. But that system requires a secondary console to be connected to the internet for a check-in every time a game is loaded, limiting its usefulness when using the Switch on the go. The fine print in today's Nintendo Direct suggests that the current sharing system will continue to be available via an online license settings menu that will let players opt to connect to the internet to start up software. For Switch players who aren't constantly tied to Wi-Fi, though, the new virtual card system seems poised to simplify the process of sharing game downloads across more than one Switch console.
Okay.
This was from Ars Technica.
Well, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, take it back.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Ars.
from what I saw with this breakdown, they just said there was a limit for 14 days. So I'm like seeing that and I'm like, that's bullshit. But if you can just manually, like I get the point of that. That makes sense. Yeah, you're right, Calorie. I was missing out on that. So thank you because I like to be educated and correct if I can be. I will take partial blame. I will also blame the website that I was reading that didn't explain any of that. At all. It just said there was a 14-day limit. So it's cool that if you could just manually like redo it and then just re-up it and just share it out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. And it does fix the problem, like they said, of not having to check into the Wi-Fi all the time.
So. I do also like that the person can just sync it up.
Yeah.
Like if you're together on the same Wi-Fi and then they can take it home to their own house. Right. So you can like share with friends and stuff and they don't have to, stay log into your account or any weird stuff like that too. Yeah, that's cool, Nintendo. Hey, I take it back. Pro consumer. Love it.
Reversal. Uno reversal.
You just saw Uno reversal live. Kudos. Hey, Xbox, PlayStation, you guys need to copy this.
And thanks, Calorie, for making us dig a little deeper so I could read up on it too as well. Because I only saw the brief explanation myself. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. So we covered a couple of major parts of the show. We got another look at Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake. Looking great. It's still set to release sometime later this year. Looking fantastic. Again, I love Dragon Quest. I'm going to wind up playing all those at some point. We got another new remake, which is really cool. And this is coming to PlayStation as well as Xbox. And this is Devil Summoner. Where's Steel when I need him? Radu Kuzunoa versus the Soulless Army is getting a new remaster, right? So this is dope because this is one of the Atlas games, right? That never, from a long time ago. I think it's PlayStation 2, I want to say this one it comes from. So we have not seen this, right? And this has come from Devil Summoner, which was the series prior to obviously Persona, which is a spinoff. So we're getting one of the originals coming back again. I'm all for this. Like the more of these they make available, I love this. I love that Atlas is now in the remaster mode, and that they're going to bring these old titles forward. And again, like I said, it is coming to Xbox now with the new relationship that obviously Xbox has with Atlas. This is fantastic. So for all you JRPG fans, getting another classic coming back, a classic that a lot of people might not have played back in the day. So June 19th, 2025. So this year release as well. Totally freaking awesome, man. Totally awesome. Patapon 1 and 2. This is one of the old Sony IPs that we were talking about a little bit ago. This is a rhythm-based, it's a cool game. I played this back in the day on PSP. Patapon 1, I want to say I played on PSP. Pretty sure it was PSP, not Vita. But anyways, I had it one of the two. Very cool game if you're into those types of games. Again, I don't do rhythm games, but I had to try it out because the animation work, it's got that, the cute little creatures. They're like basically one big giant eyeball. They follow each other around. It's freaking dope. Patapon 1 and 2 headed to Nintendo Switch. And it'll also be coming to PlayStation as well. But this is another one of the licensed IP going to Bandai Namco, who's bringing it back, and it's coming out July 11th, 2025. So
Cool. Never
dope.
got
Not
into
coming to Xbox.
Patapon, but and I do like
Yeah.
rhythm games. That was one I just never really got into. But
Yep.
cool.
Not coming to Xbox, so of course.
Of course. Whatever.
Of course.
Wait,
Whatever.
I don't need it.
So
Fuck it.
yeah, we talked. We talked
It's
about
going to PC though, right?
I don't know if that one's coming to PC. It might be coming to Steam too as well. New Metroid Prime 4, which we talked about, so we covered that one. New Shadow Labyrinth trailer. Shadow Labyrinth is coming to Nintendo Switch on July 18th, 2025. Please shift between Swordsman number 8, Mini Puck, and Gaia to discover secrets and consume your foes in this genre-twisting take on Pac-Man. On this mysterious world, it's eat or be eaten to survive. You must consume darkness. If you guys watched the Amazon, what was the name of the series, Mav?
Which one?
With all the games? The game one that we just had that they released this year. The shorts based on all the games.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it.
I can't think of the name of it. God, old guy syndrome.
Yeah,
anyways, this was that weird Pac-Man where everybody was like, well, how the hell is this Pac-Man? And I actually thought it was pretty cool how they twisted it. Well, this is the actual game coming. So this is going to be a 2D side-scrolling action, looks like almost like a Metroidvania coming out. And it's going to be this dark game where Pac-Man is kind of your puppet master behind you the entire time. And you're trying to go through this brutal world with Pac-Man behind you, ordering you around to do things. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, go check out Shadow Labyrinth. So that is the new take on Pac-Man. God, what was the name of Amazon? What the frick was the name of it? It's killing me now. Amazon. I can't believe somebody in the chat. Amazon.
I'm trying to dig it out of my brain right now, but it is
shorts. God, what?
Secret
level.
I remembered it right. It took you finding it. Once it entered your brain, somehow it magically popped into mine.
You saw the words pop up. Yes, you did. Everybody in the chat finally said something too. Secret level. Yeah, secret level. So yeah, that is going to be dope. As a new twist. I'm always down for a new twist. Although I'd just like to see Pac-Man come back too in some cool ass way. Pac-Man RPG, like Sonic RPG, would be really awesome right now. Like the old Pac cartoon. Man, the old Pac-Man cartoon was awesome. Anyways.
It was. Yeah.
It was. We got new Pokemon Legends Z through A footage. All you Pokemon fans. Okay, I don't care. But all you Pokemon fans, go watch that. We got Witchbrook, which is this reemerges after years. Witchbrook is coming to Nintendo Switch this winter. Discover the magic around you and spark life in a charming seaside community when you become Mossport's new resident witch. Master spells at Witchbrook College, craft goods to grow your witch business, participate in seasonal events, and customize your charming cottage and garden to suit your style. Make friends, find love, and discover a world filled with wonder on the road to graduation and beyond. So farming sim fans, getting another one. Witchbrook is coming, and read today that this is actually coming to Game Pass day and date as well this winter. So,
cool.
Cute little indie game.
20 of these coming out this year.
Oh, yep. There's so many of them, bro.
Dude, there's so many, bro. It is crazy how many there are. Every week, Tidbits has one. It seems like.
New sleep for a Konami date from AI the Somnium Files. This is an underrated game, by the way. I played the first one when it was on Game Pass. I want to get number 2. It's a heavy narrative detective game. Really dope though, in an anime style. And the writing is really good. The acting is really good in the first one. The second one is out too, and this is the second one. This looks like I think this is a standalone, I want to say. It's coming to Switch July 25th, 2025. I think it's coming elsewhere as well. Uncover the hidden truth in reality and dreams. Join Special Agent Konami Date. Date. I forget if they go by Date or Date. On the case to discover the whereabouts of the internet idol Iris, who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. So go check that out. Again, AI Somnium Files is really cool. If you guys are into narrative heavy games. I liked what I played of it. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar revealed. That is coming out and coming to Switch August 27th, 2025. Another Story of Seasons games. Another farming sim game. There you go. Like Mav said, a bunch of coming up. Disney's Villains Cursed Cafe launched today. Explore the rich visual novel gameplay and get to know an iconic cast of Disney villains. There you go. That showed up today.
Cafe game with Disney villains.
Yeah,
That
it sounds
sounds
like a
3-bit
3-bit.
game. 100%.
3-bit day one.
Coffee
Let's go
talk
3-bit.
with
Yeah.
villains, bro. There you go, 3-bit.
Oh, it is. You'll mix and serve a variety of magical elixirs that have the power to change the outcome of each villain story. Oh, that's totally
yeah, elderberry
elixirs.
elixirs.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's all in. He's all in
for sure.
Oh my God. Monument Valley 1, 2, and 3 are dropping on the Nintendo Switch April 15th. Looks like some illusionary puzzle indie games. Kind of dope. I love puzzle games, but those are dropping all on there. The Eternal Life of Goldman gets new gameplay trailer. So The Eternal Life of Goldman is a vibrant and yet dark platformer adventure that weaves together legends, fairy tales, and myths. So that got a new trailer today. If you guys are interested, Rift of the Necro Dancer launch trailer drops. So another rhythm game, guitar rhythm game, came out or is dropping. This one for all of you like me that love shmups, shoot 'em ups. Gradius, love Gradius from back in the day on the original OG Nintendo, bro. So much Gradius time. Gradius Origins, which is a new Gradius game, and it looks like it plays like the old ones. Like I was kind of excited when I saw this today. So Gradius Origins was announced. Looks dope as hell. If you're in the shmups, go check out the trailer. Looks freaking, I love Gradius. New Tamagotchi game has been announced. Tamagotchi Plaza is coming June 27th, 2025 for all you Tamagotchi fans. I'm not gonna lie, I had a Tamagotchi back in the day. Not gonna lie.
Did it die?
Oh yeah, of course. Eventually I got tired. I was like, okay. Dude, I was an adult. Like after a while I was like, okay. Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun for a minute. New Rhythm Heaven game is coming. So another rhythm game coming called Rhythm Heaven Groove. And that's going to be coming to Nintendo Switch in 2026. So 2026 is already lining up. There you go. Sega Frontier 2 gets a new remaster. Sega Frontier is a great classic style JRPG. The latest one just came out to rave reviews. They're going back and remastering the old ones. Unfortunately, not coming to Xbox. But Sega Frontier is an underrated JRPG. And the new ones look great. The remaster looks awesome. So they're redoing that. Then Mav, the one that we talked about a little bit here that people were mentioning, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Gets its reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, bruh. So a cosmic battle awaits after Annihilus launched an unprecedented attack across the galaxy. All life hangs in the balance. Nova, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Phyla-Vell, Captain America, and many more heroes, both Earthborn and Cosmic, will join forces in a star-spanning, brawling adventure against the deadly annihilation wave. From New York City to the depths of the negative zone, the future of the universe will be fought across the stars in Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And yes, this is from the makers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, which was much ballyhooed when it came out. Really good adaptation, old school, up to 4-person brawler. This one, yeah, Mav, go ahead. You saw it. What'd you think of the trailer, brother?
Yeah, I mean, looks great. Yeah, I mean, I love those kind of brawlers, and they're just kind of fun. Pick up and play, and play for a little while, play for a long time. You know, old school arcade style games. You know, and I like that those are still being made, and I hope they keep making them. So there's a couple actually other ones. There's a new Double Dragon coming out later this year too. At some point, yeah, me too. Good. So
and this is due out this year too, by the way. So they said 2025,
and it's coming to everything. So
it's coming.
Looking forward to that. It didn't say if it's going to have online, which sometimes these do, sometimes they don't.
Yep.
So I don't know if that information is out there. If somebody wants to fill us in the chat. Like I said, I've been very not even seen anything at all today whatsoever, except for what I'm actually looking at while we're live on the show right now, trying to dig up on the internet and stuff. But yeah, that one is going to be one I get for sure, like no doubt, 100%.
Dope. Yeah, it looks really cool. I love the animation. I love the style. Brings you right back. So it's cool. I did not see Jean Grey though, and they did not say Jean Grey, so I'm kind of disappointed. Get Storm, which is cool.
Yeah,
I like Storm.
Well, maybe they'll come out with new characters.
Maybe.
Later.
maybe.
Like they came out with on the Shredder's Revenge, they came out with the rabbit guy. They came out with
Okay,
I
maybe
think
they'll do some DLC then.
April and like Splinter, Casey Jones might have been there from the
Casey
get
Jones.
go. I can't
No,
remember.
Casey Jones was there from the beginning, I
Yeah,
think. Pretty sure.
they know that it's like 2 or 3 characters they added.
Okay, well, I got a shot. Anytime Marvel's involved, they got a shot that DLC's gonna show up with more characters. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll take Storm in the meantime. That's fine. Then the other Sony IP, which I had already mentioned earlier too as well, but this is mine. I love this game. I've played this game. I bought. I don't know how many different versions I played of this game. I've loved it since it first came out on PlayStation, and that's Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. It was just Hot Shots Golf back in the day. They turned it into Everybody's Golf. I love these games. I love the. I've used to play PGA Tour. I like the realistic style, but the anime style Hot Shots Golf, where you put all these crazy spins on it, you get all these specials, you go buy special clubs that give you more, like it just the whole game itself, customize, go buy clothes, all this stuff. Love Hot Shots and its take on golf. It's always been one of my favorite sports games. Um, they're coming back out. Again, this is another one of the IP that Sony now has licensed to Bandai Namco, and Bandai Namco is making a game and publishing it. It is coming to PlayStation as well as Switch and Steam. I will be buying this day one on Steam. Okay, that's how much I love Hot Shots Golf. Instant buy for me. When I saw Steam, I was like, oh, my prayers have been answered. Holy shit, what is going on? It's freaking fantastic. So everybody's golf, Hot Shots coming this year. I don't think they gave an exact date, but they did say this year. I would imagine it's gonna be soon. But man, you'll see me and hear me talking about it because I'll be playing it on Steam for sure. I love this game. Matt,
Yeah.
did you play Hot Shots?
Yeah, I did. I didn't play it like as much as you did. Sounds like, but
Okay.
I did play it and I had some fun with it.
Yeah, tournaments were great. This last one, everybody's Hot Shots, the last one on PS4 had online gameplay. I played in some tournaments, right? It was dope. It was so much fun. I love the game. And it could be difficult too. It's not like
Yeah.
just straight up arcadey. Like there is some difficulty to some of the holes and the weather and that kind of stuff that really messes with you. Love them, man. Love them. New Tamagotchi Life, not Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi Life game revealed, arrives in 2026.
So we got a Tamagotchi game and a Tamagotchi game?
Tamagotchi. Yep, we got both in the same show.
Nice.
Not to be confused. And that's it. So again, some people were asking, did we really need this show? No, a lot of directs are this way, but I came out of it with like 3-4 games that I'm obviously highly interested in. So I'm like, okay, dope. I love it. I love it, man. I got a surprise. Hot Shots Golf coming to Steam is totally a surprise for me.
Yeah, and
totally.
we should have a new direct in April is when they said
April.
the one for
Switch 2.
the new one. Yeah, for the Switch 2.
Yep.
So hopefully we get some surprising, awesome games for that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, by the sounds of it, they've got a 3-phase step program for the Switch 2 as far as announcements goes. The main direct next month is supposedly going to be heavily dominated by first party titles with a smattering of third party. And then the second phase later this year is supposed to be focused on third party. And then the end of the year stuff is supposed to be miscellaneous stuff going into 2026, kind of surprise stuff or whatever else the case. We'll see if that's the way it's going to take that with a grain of salt. That's on the Nintendo side of things. Again, I do swim those ponds every once in a while just to see what the Nintendo fans are thinking about. But that's what that sounds, what they're planning, what the plan is going to be. And I'm sure, again, Nintendo and their launches, they really don't miss on launches. So I'm sure they're going to have a nice lineup. And I'm sure some of it is going to be stuff that you already have on Switch that is going to be just updated for Switch 2. I'm sure there's going to be tons of that from first party. That's okay. I mean, I guess that's what you get to do when you do backwards compatibility and you offer it. So I can't wait to see what they do. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4. I want to see what the updates look like on that for Switch 2. So cool, man. All right, we got that one out of the way. Hey, Mav, did you hear Game Informer's coming back?
Yes.
They're actually already back. Did you hear this?
They are back, which I'm excited for our game releases for tidbits.
Hey, although releases.com was really good. Releases.com was really good.
Yeah, but anyways, it had some errors at times. It did. But overall it was not bad. but yeah, it's cool to see, man. Like,
Totally
um,
independent, totally
yeah,
independent, fully backed. They got the rights to all the old stuff. All the old issues are up right now. They're coming back
staff
with
is
a physical
back.
magazine.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're coming back with a physical magazine. I might actually subscribe to the physical magazine now that they're fully independent. I think I might subscribe to them again. That they're trying this to come back. Um, this was out of the blue. Like nobody heard that this was coming. I, Minnesota, if you guys don't know, Game Informer started way back with Funkoland back in the day. Funkoland was a Minnesota company before they merged with GameStop, before it was sold out to GameStop. So Game Informer was headquartered here. Like they were Minnesota. Like that was legit. So I think it's dope as fuck, man. I think it's cool.
yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm curious to think like, will I subscribe to this ever or
Yep.
anything like that? I don't know, but I'm happy that it still exists.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's a couple others looking to open up their gaming magazines and stuff too as well, so it could become a thing again. We'll see. A little kind of a niche, thing that people get into and start kind of collecting again. And what was cool to
Famitsu's
see is the
still going.
artwork and the editorials about like new
Yes.
games and stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
seeing I used to love when a game would get like revealed that way. It'd be a game
Correct.
magazine. That was always the
Can't
best.
do
It's
that
like,
anymore now. But
yeah,
yes.
it was always so cool. It's like, what is this? Or they
Right.
because they would promote it sometimes like the month before that, or like,
Yeah.
yeah, next week's cover magazine surprise game from EA or so, some shit like that. And it's like, oh, what is it gonna be? And then we get in to see the covers, like, oh, what is this? This is fucking awesome. Like I miss
It
those
was the
days,
best.
man. Yeah.
I do too. The surprises were great. We don't get surprises
Yeah.
anymore. Well, like I said, I like my spot. I don't mind the surprises being spoiled. I'll take all of my information, but the magazines were dope for that. More so, the back then before we had access to the internet, it wasn't even necessarily for me all about the surprises, although that was fun as hell.
That's how we got
But the
previews of
first, but
games
the
too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that first look where they got the inside
mhm.
scoop, like depending on the magazine, and they got the first like screenshots from actual gameplay,
Yeah.
right? And you got to see those. Like they used to actually take the picture from the
Yeah.
TV, like with it, like that was dope because it was like, oh shit, that's where we'll be playing. Like surely, oh my god, oh look at this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I'm happy it's back. As one of the OGs, it's good to see it come back around again. So I've almost
100%.
subscribed to Famitsu so much. Every time I see Famitsu still does amazing work for their covers and stuff, like their artwork, of course, because it comes from the East, and they're obviously that's what they're focused on. It's just so dope to see that. I go, oh man, maybe I should, maybe I should start getting that. Um, so I wanted to get that in there. That was cool. Uh, Pillars of Eternity, man, Avowed. Surprise, surprise, man. We had some speculation on this. Now listen, Obsidian's very busy. We expect them they're going to be even busier because I think most of us think that they're probably going to have some type of Fallout project in the works at some point. All hands on deck. We know they're finishing up Outer Worlds 2. But we've talked about Josh Sawyer and his team going back with the success of Baldur's Gate 3, Mav, to the Pillars universe. And if Avowed itself could, increase the popularity of the Pillars universe, that maybe they would go back and not do it as big as Baldur's Gate 3, obviously, not that kind of price point, but maybe give Josh and his team some money to go back and do a CRPG, modern CRPG. Man, they're updating Pillars of Eternity later this year. And they're
Yeah.
going to introduce a new turn-based combat mode. And there's going to be more fixes to that game. This is not Pillars 2 map. This is Pillars of Eternity 1 that they're going back to and all of a sudden updating.
It's pretty cool.
It's
Like turn-based mode
yeah,
for that could be really fun too. Like,
yeah.
gives me
That's
a
gonna be
reason to think about going back and playing it.
oh, I'll go
So,
back. Oh, yes. Mhm.
yeah, but like to put work back into the
Right.
franchise now is interesting. You know, so
Very interesting,
it
man.
may be testing things out, seeing how things gonna work, trying to work on mechanics and
Mm,
adding that mechanic so it's also
correct.
part of it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that way, hey, this isn't a big change to Pillars because we added it to Pillars 1. So when they add
right.
turn-based in the So, I think I think 2 you could do that, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think, it'd be cool, man. I want, like, a big budget Pillars game, like a traditional CRPG.
Yeah. Either
Would
that or
love it.
Wasteland, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yep.
Personally, I'd prefer Pillars over Wasteland.
Sure. So do I. Of course,
I
high
like
fantasy.
Wasteland a lot, but,
Wasteland's cool as fuck.
I'd rather them make a actual, like, Fallout tag like,
Mhm.
not
The old
necessarily
school, like
like an
1 and
old
2?
school CRPG, yeah,
Yeah.
like that. But, yeah, dude, hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we get
It's
something
completely
new.
random. Patch
Yeah.
drop, and oh, by the way, we're gonna add turn-based later this
Supporting
year.
old games, man. Super
I'm
cool.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Just kinda lined up with what we've talked about with the Obsidian and what they're doing with Avowed and stuff. So, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I am gonna go back and play it when they add that turn-based. Um, hey, Mav, also, we got a tease and then a drop by Bethesda this week. Hey, we got the date. PlayStation owners lined up, and we also found out this week, we'll kind of put these two together here, Mav. Xbox first party titles dominating the storefront at PlayStation.
Mm.
Pre-orders through the roof, like slots 1 and 2 for Forza Horizon and Indiana Jones. Interesting.
Man, I hope they
But we got a
sell
date.
I hope they sell so many copies.
We got a date though,
I
April
do.
17th for everybody. So
Nice.
they did drop that this week.
So
So,
that's for
but yeah,
Forza? The 17th for
no,
Forza?
for
Oh, yeah,
Indiana
yeah, for
Jones.
Indy. Did they give
Yeah.
what's the date for Forza again? That's,
Do we have an actual
it's later.
date
Yeah,
yet?
it's this month. I can't remember what the
Is it?
date is. Yeah.
Is it really? Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Forza was this month also.
Okay. Well, you could be right.
Yeah. Somebody chat help.
April
I think
25th.
we're
I
on
got it.
a
April 25th.
huge delay
April
because of
25th.
all the shit
So
earlier. Yeah. So we got this
April 25th.
2 weeks apart.
Yep.
Or 1 week
A
apart.
week.
Yeah, a
A
week
week,
apart.
8 days.
We got
Yep.
2 major games. I think they're gonna. I mean, they obviously already
Oh,
are doing well because they're
they're
already in
doing
the top
yeah.
pre-orders
2.
and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
leading the pack. It's crazy how things have changed so much to where that community was so hateful towards any kind of game Xbox would put out for so long,
We knew that
and
was all fake.
now it's the most anticipated games on the platform currently. And I think that I think it's going to help the games. I hope it's going to help funding for the new projects and the studios and in Indiana. I mean, Forza Horizon's already got like so many freaking players, so I don't think it necessarily needs anything more, but it's still going to help. But like Indiana Jones, I think is the kind of game, a single player, like being able to find more players could greatly help them be able to keep making those games. So yeah, I'm not against it. I know a lot of people hate it. Even though we knew this was happening, like even it had already been announced. When they announced the date, it seems like some people went through withdrawals again, or something.
Well, part of it was, and I do agree this is weird, that they are getting an actual physical copy with the collector's edition, which was not offered to Xbox.
Yeah, it's strange. It's stupid. Yeah, they should fix that.
Yeah. That's a little weird, man. But okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess
but,
maybe because there's more. Potentially, their decision was because there's more physical players on PlayStation.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, overall, it's just cool to see that
Yes,
these games are highly anticipated and people looking forward to them. I wonder what the internet's going to be like those weeks when people are diving into Forza Horizon for the first time on a PlayStation, man. Like, and Indiana Jones is less weird, just because it's like, like it's a Bethesda game. Bethesda's been third party plenty of times. It's machine games in the past have been everywhere, and like so for one of their games to be other places, it's not strange, but Forza has always been on Xbox, so it's just going to be interesting to see like PlayStation players for the first time that have only ever played on PlayStation actually get to dive in and experience Forza. And there's a lot of gamers like that, so I'm really curious what their feedback is going to be and how they're going to enjoy it.
They're going to enjoy the hell out of it. And again, this community is such a small part of the PlayStation community overall. We knew that there was going to be a lot of fans
Yeah,
waiting on games for them, man. And Forza Horizon specifically is because, like we said, there's only so many arcade racers nowadays, but universally,
yeah,
Forza Horizon has set the bar. And now it's finally showing up on PlayStation. There's going to be a ton of people who absolutely love racing games, just like we saw when Forza Horizon 5 dropped. Getting the best of the best. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fucking players show up for that game and praise the hell out of it because it is.
yeah,
That's how good it is. It's not fake. It's they legit made the arcade racer what it is these days. Open world CRPG car PG, not CRPG, but car PG. That's all Playground, and that's all Forza Horizon. So PlayStation fans or PlayStation only players are going to finally get a taste of it, and they're going to love the shit out of it, man.
yeah.
It's a great game.
It's funny to see
Beautiful too.
all the, like our title for FSP was like exclusivity melting away,
Mm.
and you see that obviously the Xbox side, and then by default might happen with the PlayStation side anyway, right? And even then, like even just little things about talking about those PlayStation owned IPs going to the Switch,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And, like just little
Yeah,
things like
licensing 'em out.
that. We're getting with Lost Soul aside, that's a PlayStation published game that's going
Mhm.
PC and console day and date this year. It's a single player game. So we can't say anymore that it's just, multiplayer games or whatever that are going to do that, because they are publishing that game and making the decision to do PC day and date as well, right? So it's an interesting thing to see all these things kind of happen now. And with the I've seen some fallouts, I've seen some meltdowns this week, I've seen some like really emotional people regarding the fact that the next Xbox is seemingly, as they leak things and this whole UI stuff keeps coming out about allowing other storefronts on the system being more PC like and stuff, and um, PlayStation games becoming potentially available via Steam or whatever in the future on Xbox, as well as a PC hybrid device, not necessarily what we think of today as consoles, but I've seen from both sides kind of meltdowns about this kind of thing about like, well, I hate that the Xbox isn't going to be a console, and I hate that the PlayStation games aren't going to only be on PlayStation. Like I've seen, like I don't know, man. It's just weird to see all the reactions. I'm like, for me, I just look at it like if I can own a Xbox device, whatever they call it, that's a hybrid, and I get access to most of everything. Fuck,
Yep.
that's like a dream for me, dude. Like
We've talked about this plenty of times.
yeah,
I'm lined up. If they're doing this, then this is the way to do it. This
yeah. Just go hard on it.
makes it
Go
yeah,
for it all
well,
the
and it
way. Don't
makes it
dip your
different.
toe.
No, it makes it different, and you gotta be different. If you're gonna go this route, then gotta make it different, and you just create more value for those of us that do, swim in a lot of different ponds when it comes to stores and games and where we like to play. Why not? Why not offer it and see what happens? And again, this whole debate about whether or not Sony would go to block this from Steam from happening, you know, yeah, I posted the article. It would be unprecedented, as Jez said in his Windows article. It'd be unprecedented. It would put Steam in a really awkward spot because then you know it potentially open a can of worms where other exclusives could be bought on PC and be told, oh, you can't be, you know, available on these different,
Well,
different devices.
even if like they, let's say they like decided we're gonna block Steam, right? Yeah,
Yes,
I think the
correct.
only world that would ever be a reality is if they had their own PC storefront,
Correct.
which we think they're working on. But and then
Yes.
it's still installable on Windows, right? Because
Right.
they're not going to make it for only Linux devices. I mean, that would just be
No,
like ridiculous.
no.
So,
The
yeah,
the amount of effort it would take to be that petty and to admit that they think that that's actually a threat at this point
yeah,
would
it's
be
not.
pretty
I
outrageous.
think it's more likely, Pong. Like all the people thinking, oh,
Yeah,
like they're gonna be petty.
yeah.
They're gonna use it as like the out and the excuse. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
look, it's out of our control. It's like but they want to sell the games to those players that have handheld gaming devices. You know, what they want to sell the games to people that end up having what they consider PC boxes on their TVs, not necessarily traditional consoles. And there will be, remember, in this future, there will be more than just Xbox devices that we plug into our TVs that run that launcher, right? There will be potentially third-party devices that can run that, as will the Asus devices, handheld devices coming out like later this year is going to be kind of a starting point that will evolve from there, I think, leading into next gen. So, you know, at that point, you're just blocking with Xbox how they're doing the PC thing. I mean, the PCs that we have in front of us now are going to get updates to make this more of a reality as well. So, like, there'd be just basically blocking PC and Windows altogether, and they're not going to do that. They need to sell more games. So, yeah, it's just an interesting thing, a default de facto way that if you want to be in the Xbox ecosystem, which is turning more into a PC, right? Then, you know, you're going to have access to everything. The key is to make it more user friendly for console users, right? Within that. So where we're headed.
If you're not if you're not one of the Xbox, you know, fanboys, if you're on the other side, I don't know what you got to be. What are you guys upset about at this point?
You got all the Xbox games.
You guys were right. You guys were right. You guys won, according to you guys, because PlayStation and Nintendo will be the only two doing strict consoles, old school console style, you know, ecosystem, right? With obviously someone's doing a smattering of PC games and all that kind of. They're going to do the PC side of things, but again, you guys still get the classic console. You guys still get your exclusives, right? According to you guys, right? Console exclusives are still going to be a thing. They're not putting them on Xbox yet. Right. So just because Xbox creates a device that technically can launch Steam. Okay. What are you guys upset about?
I'll tell you what they're upset about.
What?
It makes their device and their platform of choice look less consumer friendly. No, it makes them look less consumer friendly, less for the gamer, because like, well, the other device, like what's going to happen is the other device of the PC community is like, well, we get everything. And how can they argue with that? Like how can they argue with like somebody that has access to every storefront, but it's still acting like a console?
Right.
Like, so how can you make cases that like my justification in purchasing my device is better at that point? The only argument at that point is timed exclusivity.
Right.
Right, which is also going to be shrinking and melting away more. So overall, it's just going to change, and then the games are just going to be like we always said, like more everywhere, more accessible on more devices. And PlayStation's going to act like one thing while they're like, hey, they're cool with selling those games on those devices. So they're going to be completely fine with it. They're not going to like, oh, we don't want to sell our games on those. Oh fuck, they're going to be
they're still getting money. They're getting the same cut that they would.
Yeah, and they're not and they're not in a traditional hardware console wars space anymore.
No.
So it's like
I can't imagine them going to those lengths, because it would be great lengths to do it. And I just don't think they're going to do it. So like unless like we've talked about where they get their own storefront, they go back to the old Sony thinking, and they think they can live without Steam or without Epic or without GOG or without any of the storefronts, and they just go, okay, now we got our own storefront, so we're not putting those games out there anymore. Everything's going to be exclusive to our PC storefront. Come get your games if you want them. Right. They're going to find out yet again that just, like everybody else has tried, Epic literally gives away free games. Amazon literally gives away free games every single month, and they still can't compete with Steam. Mm-hmm. You think, you know, Ghost of Yotei being exclusive to your PC storefront is going to drive people to purchase their PC games from you? It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll get a piece, but you're not gonna get anywhere near what you would get if you have it everywhere. So yeah, they'll learn like everybody else did. But
Shane's right in the chat. He says Xbox is obsessed about PS games maybe being playable, but like you don't care about $1 to $2 $70 games. I'm excited about getting access to 1,000 PC games a year that skip console. Yeah, that's definitely. I'm way more excited about the PC side of those games to be uh
Yeah.
more accessible, easily playable, like on a TV device, just by owning a like what seems like a console, but it's really not,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, it's definitely the bigger benefit there. PlayStation, but like as far as the platform and console space, it's very interesting conversation as
It-
the whole exclusivity thing is kind of melting away. Nintendo will be the
Yep.
last
Nintendo
ones.
proves it.
Yeah.
Yep. Forever. Forever. Like I don't see them going anything unless the cost gets so expensive that they have to find another avenue. It's wild, man, because they would make a ton just by putting them on PC. They would make a ton of freaking money, like a
Yeah.
ton, and they don't care. They just nope. Exclusivity is everything to us. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting times ahead. I can't wait. The more smoke comes out like this, Mav, the more excited I get to see what Xbox is going to do. And
Yeah.
again, not necessarily a handheld. I know we're gonna get the test run up front with the third party handheld. That's cool. I do want to see what their first party handheld, but if they get a convenient box that acts like a console, but I have access to my PC games and it's as convenient as my Xbox Series X is. Because again, I'm still 70 to 80% console, even though I have a great PC. Death Stranding, perfect example. I could be playing Death Stranding gorgeous. It's beautiful on console, but again, you play it on PC, it's on another level. I still don't play it on PC. I still just fire up my console at night when I get
Yeah.
home. If they make that console like that, and I just have access to my PC games, and they throw in all this AI stuff and all this other things that's going to make my games look even better without me having to do a whole ton of shit all the damn time, yeah, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more and more excited as we
Did
talk
you
about it.
did you
It's getting cool.
I
Yeah.
forget. I know we talked about this, but I can't remember if we talked about it after you did it or not. But did you
Yeah.
ever load up Red Dead 2 on your
Yeah.
PC?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah, yeah.
I bought it on sale and I started playing it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
it's insane.
It's a whole different game.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game. It's like a
Nuts, man.
that is like a generational leap. It's gorgeous on console.
Yeah.
I'm being a little dramatic here. But yeah, when I first fired up playing it at 60 frames, but the lighting, like in the nighttime with the
Mhm.
lamps and the horses and snow blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting too, like with PC, the one thing I like about it too is like experimenting with things because like I can it has all these options and stuff, so
Sure.
like I can like actually see what these fucking acronyms do for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like so I turned on frame gen on Assassin's Creed Shadows, right?
Yeah.
And okay, it is like I went from like 60, frames
Yeah.
with all my settings, It was then it was like 115,
Yep.
and just like butter and like it just looked
And it
it
looked
looked
okay,
yeah,
right?
it looked great. Yeah, I didn't notice
Yeah.
any difference
Right.
except for it was
That's
just
why
even smoother. It was just
you
like
notice any lag? Did you feel any lag?
no, nothing, man.
Because that's the one thing that everybody talks about. That's what I was trying to tell. Like it's because Steel's.
I'm playing that game pretty methodically and smooth, like it was
Yeah,
stealth, so but
yeah. You
no,
would notice if you were pressing buttons anymore. Steel's so ardent against all these crutches, right? And he's on a
yeah,
massive
yeah,
tear
yeah,
against. And I do get it. Like I've said, I understand why. But like I said, they're not going away. But if they're going to give them to the devs, and they can implement them. Like I said, when I was playing Monster Hunter and I turned it on and I didn't lose hardly anything
yeah,
resolution wise. Like I didn't notice anything. I didn't have any lag at all from the controller. I was like, why wouldn't I turn it on? Because like you said, Mav, it might be fake, but the frames do smooth everything out. Like it is smooth as butter when you got frame
right.
gen going on.
And
Like it's great.
the great good thing about that game is like even though
Yeah.
they can say like on that it's a crutch, but like that's a well
Yeah.
optimized game anyway, right?
Sure.
Because like it's smooth anyway, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just turning on is like curious how this is gonna do because what I
Mhm.
found is because I turned that on, I can jack a couple of the other settings up.
Correct. Of course you can. Because it
So
takes
yeah,
so much heat
yeah.
off
So
of
what if I
your
put
people.
ray tracing on high now?
Yep.
What if I do
Yep.
this? Like
Right.
so it's kind
Yeah,
of fun playing around with that stuff on PC sometimes.
it is. It is. It is, but I still just love my console. Oh god, I just love my console. Speaking of console, by the way, everybody, for you guys don't know, College Football 25 dropped into EA Play for console. So if you got Game Pass Ultimate, College Football is now available. I'll be jumping back into that as well. By the way, I'm downloading that. Gotta keep my road to glory going. I've waited all this time. So I want to throw that out there. Adamfall and College Football dropped in today. It's not on the PC side, although they did advertise College Football 25 by showing the new what's the controller called that they just showed that day? The one for your. They showed people playing College Football 25 on the cloud today with the new controller for your phone. So that was kind of cool.
The backbone.
So they're the backbone. Thank you. The new backbone, the Halo green backbone. Kind of see through redesign. But yeah, they showed people playing College Football 25 on their phone through the cloud. So they are definitely pumping that cloud that Mav loves and uses a lot of. So that was pretty cool to see. All right, Mav, let's get in the main topic here. It's 8:50. Let's get in the main topic, brother.
Ubisoft. Come on, let's go. Bring it on.
Yves, get all real quick, since we probably won't get to this. I'm gonna throw this out there too. Anybody that was looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy DLC, yeah, that's been canned by WB. So WB is making great decisions again. And the definitive edition that was supposed to come out for it, yeah, that's been nixed too. So yeah, sorry, WB.
The only reason I can think that would happen is just they are in like really budget trouble. Yeah. Because like for those, like, you know, they're gonna sell. You know,
the DLC would have sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, 100%. So it's like they can't afford it. They can't afford to do it while still maintaining the development of the second game, probably.
Nope. They did confirm the second game is going forward, obviously.
Yeah.
So they are still working on that. So yeah, Yves can't quit us. Broke back Yves. And I don't know how many of us necessarily want this to be a thing, but we've talked about what Ubisoft is going to wind up doing here. There was tons of smoke out there. You know, we talked, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago, about the potential Microsoft picking up IP from them, when there was rumors that EA and Microsoft were kind of brought the idea by Ubisoft at this point. But there was also the word that Yves and the Guillermo family were thinking about creating a separate company, a subsidiary company, to take some of the IP with them. And that was going to be backed by Tencent. And they were going to basically move debt around, is what it is. They were basically, okay, let's make a better analogy here. So basically you have this big giant ship that the Guillermo family created in Ubisoft, and that thing is slowly but surely sinking into the water. So the captain and his main crew all hop on a smaller ship that they've had tied to the back this entire time, and they cut the rope to the main ship, and they take the treasure in the smaller ship, or portion of the treasure, as much as they can carry, and they take this off in this much more capable, because this big ship is sinking, but the smaller ship is obviously seaworthy. So they take this smaller ship and sail into the sunset for hopefully a landfall somewhere in a really cool place, right? That's what they're doing with this, right? I'm giving you like a really basic.
That's a very good analogy, actually.
So, and there's lots more to go before this is all said and done, but the opening step has been made. Yves and his captains have aborted the small ship with their treasure, and they have cut the rope. And so what happens from here is what we're going to find out. So Ubisoft is forming a new subsidiary company in partnership with Tencent. The subsidiary is already valued at $4.3 billion because it includes IPs like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six.
It's like over double what the original...
what the main Ubisoft company, yes, like Mav is saying, this smaller subsidiary is already like doubled in value.
Right.
This is how messed up all this is, right?
Because it doesn't include as much bloat, probably.
Right. It doesn't include the debt. They leave the debt behind with the main company. Like I said, that's why I use the ship analogy, because this is, I think, pretty much in my mind,
the anchor is down on the other half that's still sitting there
as it's sinking, as it's sinking underneath its own weight, right? That's what's happening. So yes, And Tencent is investing a 25% stake in the company. This comes from investing.com. Ubisoft Entertainment, the French video company, announced on Thursday that it is forming a subsidiary with an enterprise value of approximately $4.3 billion. This new entity will include the popular game franchises such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Chinese multinational conglomerate Tencent Holdings is set to invest 1.16 billion euros, which is approximately, again, 1/4 of 1.3. So yeah, it's close to that for a 25% stake, in this newly formed subsidiary in exchange for a royalty. The new entity will hold licenses for the intellectual property of the games. Ubisoft, established by the Guillemot family in France, has been actively seeking new investors for its gaming properties. The value of this new unit exceeds the current enterprise value of Ubisoft, indicating a significant milestone for the company. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot shared his enthusiasm about the development. Of course, he just hopped off a sinking ship. Why would he not be enthusiastic? Stating, quote, "Today, Ubisoft," and I'm not going to do Mav's Yves Guillemot voice. I can't do it. Today, Ubisoft is opening a new chapter in its history. This is a foundational step in changing Ubisoft's operating model that will enable us to be both agile and ambitious, end quote. I just see him giving the speech from the bow of his new ship to his departing, sinking Ubisoft, to all the people that were left behind. This new subsidiary will not only include the teams working on the mentioned titles, but will also manage the back catalog and any forthcoming games under development. The strategic move by Ubisoft and Tencent's investments marks a significant moment in the gaming industry. And then I also wanted to get to here. We also got his internal memo, which we always love to read these internal memos, to the company and to the people, because now, of course, as we've talked about, Mav, the bloat that Ubisoft proper, the main company, has, and all they are so over. I mean, they've been doing a lot of cutting already, but they have so many employees, and that was a big problem. So now all the rest of the employees, the 19,000 or so employees, are wondering who gets left behind for real. Because nobody knows, because that's not talked about yet. So Yves sent out this internal memo to everybody. It reads, "Hello, everyone. I am pleased to share an important announcement that will mark a milestone in Ubisoft's history. I'm abandoning ship and leaving you all to sink." That's basically what he's saying. "Following a process to review different strategic options for Ubisoft's future, we have just signed an exceptional agreement for you, Yves, and the Guillemot family, yes, with one of our trusted shareholders, Tencent, with whom we have a solid relationship. Their 1.16 billion euro investment will benefit all of Ubisoft. We will be able to firmly take back control of our future and renew with the serenity needed to create the best games. The terms of this partnership are straightforward. We will establish a dedicated subsidiary within Ubisoft that will bring together our three most powerful franchises: Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry." Notice how he doesn't mention the other Tom Clancy. It's not Tom Clancy as a whole now.
It's just Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. This subsidiary will gather the teams working on these brands, primarily in the studios of Montreal, Quebec City, Sherbrooke, Seguin, Barcelona, and Sofia. Tencent will be a 25% shareholder of this new subsidiary, with the aim of boosting these franchises so they become undisputed global icons. The historic agreement is above all a recognition of the extraordinary work you have been doing for years. The value of these three brands directly reflects your individual and collective talent and efforts, which have allowed us to create these beloved franchises. This investment will also give us the means to accelerate the changes we've been discussing for several months across the group, changes that many of you have been longing for, as revealed by the Ubisoft XP survey. These changes are in line with the initiatives that Marie-Sophie has been sharing recently, which aim to put the creation of unique games and player satisfaction back at the heart of our daily work. This is what will enable us to return to a higher level of profitability. This announcement comes at a pivotal time after the very positive reception of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the excitement sparked by the announcement of Rainbow Six Siege X, of which we can be very proud. I want to express my deepest gratitude for your resilience, tenacity, courage, and creativity, all the qualities that make Ubisoft a truly unique company and that have helped us overcome a challenging period over the last few years. The coming months will be dedicated to shaping our next chapter. Of course, this new step in our transformation will raise many questions, including on an individual level. We are committed to keeping you regularly informed, answering your questions, and providing visibility on the next steps. I hope you can join the global live stream that will be held tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. CET, during which I will share a few words with you. You will receive an invitation shortly. See you tomorrow, and thank you again, Yves.
Yeah, a few words.
A few words. Yves a man, a few words, obviously.
Yeah. You are stuck with me.
Good luck.
I can't quit you.
I can't quit you. Go ahead, man.
I don't know. Like I got questions. I
got lots of questions.
I got questions. I don't know. I need to talk to somebody a lot smarter than I am that understands the legalities of the companies and subsidiaries and all this kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a company that has crushing debt. You form a new subsidiary boosted by a investment from another company, right? Tencent again.
Yep.
Their go-to partner, right? And all that debt's gone. It's left with the parent company, right? And now you're a subsidiary still. But like, aren't you still beholden to the parent company and all the crushing debt and everything there? Like what? Because that it still exists, and if you're a subsidiary, you would think that still has an impact. So and maybe I'm wrong on this. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong on this, but like, it seems to me like the most important thing about this is creating two identities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my speculation starts to get interesting with this whole move about possibilities that could be more possible today than they would have been without this happening. Right? Specifically about acquisitions and licensing deals and all those other kind of things, right? Because you're forming a new company. You take, like you said, you took the treasure, you put it
Matt, let me give you a little bit more context so you understand here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit more context. So I'm gonna read this. This is from Ian Strong. Don't care what you think about him personally. Yeah. Some people will know who I'm talking about. Ubisoft, the developer and publisher of Assassin's Creed, which is about $2.71 billion in the hole and providing poor value to shareholders, just formed a subsidiary company which it sold its most valuable franchises to, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Ubisoft has been having a bad time with the release of multiple flops, canceled projects, and mass layoffs, thanks partly to, we won't get into all that shit. We don't need to. And now a Chinese tech giant, Tencent, bought 25% of it. It's worth $4.3 billion. This new company is now worth more than Ubisoft itself, and the shareholders of the original company are left holding the bag as the subsidiary will only pay its royalties on the IPs. So it did exactly what I said. Map. It took everybody else on the sinking ship is fucked.
So they're all fucked.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so what happens?
He saved him and his family is basically.
But so with like, here's my question because I don't understand this, and it's just because I don't get it. You know. So the company that's a subsidiary is still under the parent company. It's a subsidiary.
But it's separate. And it's sold to it. Yes, it is. It's a company within a company.
Okay. Right. So, like,
it's a whole.
Let's say
basically. It's protecting those IP.
Right.
Right. Because they could technically.
But what happens if the parent company crashes? Still,
then the subsidiary could still stand on its own because it's its own entity within that company. Right. Is my
can they buy themselves out of it basically, or
that'd be a good question? Can Tencent buy more in and take itself out? Is that
so? I'm thinking when I saw this, I'm thinking all these questions in my brain. Right.
And I'm thinking like,
okay, also because like they're under Ubisoft, which is a shithole, even more of a shithole now because they lost everything that was valuable to them in the first place.
the most valuable stuff. Yes.
And now that the subsidiary of Ubisoft, did they give it a name yet?
Not yet. There's no name out there yet.
Yves, fuck you, town. I don't know. Whatever it's called. They have all the great stuff, and they have none of the bad. And it's like it seems like, I don't know. It just seems really strange. So also, like, okay, so
I need to know what all the IP includes, right? Again, are we getting a full list? Is it literally just those, or is it the Tom Clancy brand? I would have thought they would have said the Tom Clancy brand,
but I think it said Assassin's Creed in general.
Correct.
Right.
Which
is like
it's all the Assassins.
Right, and I think it said it's Rainbow Six Siege, which I thought also was interesting.
Rainbow Six. Right. Yep.
Did it say Rainbow Six or Rainbow Six Siege?
Rainbow Six.
Okay.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
And then it said Far Cry, right?
And then Far Cry, right.
Okay.
So no Division, supposedly.
Yeah, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon.
Right.
All that stuff.
Right. Are those up?
Here's the thing. Are those up for sale? Are they going to be sold?
Right.
Or is the new subsidiary being primed to be able to be sold to somebody?
No.
Because it's more attractive as an acquisition now without the other stuff.
Yves
and Yves could cash out even more. Just hear me out on this. Yeah,
I
know he wants to, but just hear me out on this, okay?
Yeah.
You separate all this other stuff out. You create the subsidiary. And it's like, okay, we're worth a lot more because we left all the debt with those guys, right? So we're not Ubisoft. So if somebody acquires this, they're not acquiring Ubisoft. They're acquiring this company that's under Ubisoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have less maybe regulations that would be involved with that maybe have been signed previous contracts before, including stuff with the CMA or FTC and all that kind of stuff. Involving cloud rights, right? So you set yourself up as get rid of all the bad shit. You got the Prime stuff. Okay, now your values.
Cloud rights? Where's the Xbox Cloud rights? Is that Ubisoft? I suppose they can't be transferred.
Like, what are they gonna fuck? So I don't know. So now you got this entity, right? And okay, so now you got all the good stuff. You got, the value. Okay. And I think Tencent was necessary to make this happen. Now Tencent could say like, okay, we're gonna do this because we're gonna double our money on an acquisition. So let's say now you got this more attractive for buyers, and also could get around hurdles potentially that were a hurdle before. So now, okay, the rumors about possible acquisition possibilities of different companies. Well, okay, what if Yves goes and turns that like $4 billion valuation now into like $8 billion on an acquisition to some company or something, and then he just gets fucking $4 billion in the bank. Or 3, and Tencent gets 1 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just lots of ways to think about what the possible motivations of all of this, and what could be possible down the road. Now, I'm not saying that this is why they did it. I'm just thinking of like possibilities, that could happen now with this new arrangement, and maybe there's more to it than just what we see right now, because it's just a weird move, man. Like, I can't believe it's legal. Like, I don't know.
It is.
I guess like, hey, I'm shit tons of money in the debt. I'm going out of business. I'm going to form a new company under the one still that I'm in shit condition with as a subsidiary. Take all the good stuff.
The best. Yep.
Like, what did they sell it to them for?
Well, 1.16 billion euros, right? Is Tencent's portion, 25%. So I'm assuming the Guillemot family owns the rest, right? I'm assuming Guillemot families, because Guillemot family, remember, people always forget this too. The Guillemot family has its own
company,
business entity as well, its own company, right? Where again, that's what Tencent invested into originally within Ubisoft. So I'm assuming the Guillemot family themselves, own the rest of this because they started it, right?
Right.
Oh, and now it's worth more than the big company because it's got the most valuable products.
So
out there.
I wonder So is this like more of a debt eraser for
Yes,
the
in
primary
a lot of
company?
ways, correct. Yeah, because you're offloading the debt or you're keeping the debt on the original company, but you are taking all the profit to the new company. So yes,
I don't know.
yeah, I know, man. It's but this is again, this doesn't okay, my problem being is while I was reading this, right? First of all, just again, the concept of this and what he's telling his employees, because there's is going to be what is happening to the rest of the company? What is happening to the rest of the studios? What studios specifically, he named the cities, what studios specifically are coming with? Are all those employees coming with? Right? What is exactly happening? None of that was laid
Yeah,
out here.
I'm more
How
concerned what's happened to the rest of the
right.
people, right?
Right. The rest of the people, the rest of the IP, right? What's going on with the rest of the IP? Are you literally going to try to keep Ubisoft proper afloat for a longer period of time underneath all the debt without any of your most valuable franchises paying into that company? Because again, it's it's a subsidiary and they're paying out to Tencent and Yves Guillemot's family. So what are you going to do with Ubisoft proper? Are you up for sale? Are you selling off this IP? Are you selling off studios? What are you doing? That's the other thing. But again, this doesn't solve, as we've talked about Ubisoft so many times, man, over these years. The problem is the Guillemot family. And that problem is not gone. Like they've survived a terrible situation. They got themselves into a much better position, but it's their decision making that put Ubisoft proper into this boat, and they're still there. The problem is still at the top. So nothing changes. And this is why I said Yves can't quit us, but we really don't want Yves. Like, at least my personal opinion, and Mav, we've had these plays discussions, is that he and his family are the issue. They make terrible decisions with their IP. They've been making terrible decisions with Ubisoft for a long time. They've chased the golden goose so many damn times, and it costs their company massively. Their stock prices have it's so dramatic when you go look at the years of what they've done. They made screw ups after screw up with the division. They had the game that they were looking for right in their laps, and they screwed that up. So what does this do except delay more bad problems and gives Yves more time to make bad decisions? It's not going to help anything. If they didn't have Rainbow Six Siege print money, they would have been in an even worse situation. So honestly, what does this do? Is Yves and the Guillemot family suddenly, Mav, at this point, now that they've abandoned ship and they've got this new ship, suddenly going to chart better courses? Are they suddenly going to wake up and be like, oh, we are debt free. Now we can go make all these great decisions because we are. No, I don't think so. Maybe people disagree with me, but I don't see how this helps them in the long term. I don't. I
It's
mean,
just really weird. I mean, I guess this is the kind of moves you can make if you are the majority shareholder,
of
right?
course.
You know, like I outvote all of you. I don't care. You know, a new subsidiary. I take it.
I built this. Yes.
I
Yeah.
got an idea. Okay, I'm going to form another company over here. Tencent is going to give me the money. We give you cash, and I take Assassin's Creed. The rest of the board's like, hey, I object to this. I don't care.
What are
I
what are the
outvote you.
shareholders thinking? Holy shit, bro.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
Far Cry. No,
Yep.
Jeez, no. I'm going to take Rainbow Six Siege. What the? What are you doing to us, bro? Like, I I don't know. It's strange, and I mean, like you said, like, yeah, maybe it resets the clock on the new company iteration of it, but like, it doesn't change who's making the decisions, right?
Right.
Unless, well, but even that company was still probably beholden to the board of the Ubisoft too, right? Like, because it's a subsidiary. I don't know how it works. Like, can they make their own independent decisions of what they're doing without the parent company's involvement? They're approving stuff. I don't know. This is like the kind of stuff I would need to ask somebody else that's smarter than me with how these kind of things
Yeah.
work, right? Like, but how do they? How does this change? their outcome long run wise. Because really, if you look at it, it seems like they just took another buttload of cash from Tencent, but did this
Mhm.
so that way Tencent doesn't get majority share ownership of their company.
No, and
Yeah,
Tencent's gonna basically in a win-win situation here,
yeah.
right? Because they
Tencent
invest
keeps
in the best.
investing. Yeah,
They invest in the money makers. So, and that's all they have to worry about, right? The debt isn't
yeah.
even they don't even have to worry about the debt because the debt's gone. So all they're going to do is take royalties from 3 of the best franchises that Ubisoft owns, and they know those are going to be
Mhm.
making money. So yeah, it's a win-win for Tencent. They got nothing to lose here.
Well, I don't
Like,
know.
this is
Did they?
wild.
Do you think they've been happy with their investment thus far?
Well, because they were invested underneath the Yves Guillemot family.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
sure the
right.
ret
I don't know.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
maybe this other 25%, if their valuation on the subsidiary could go down, you know?
yeah,
So,
I mean,
I mean, right now
maybe,
it's a win-win, but,
right. Down
you
the
know,
road, it doesn't get
I
bad
don't
enough. But then I
if
guess
I
they
was
say,
Tencent, I
well,
wouldn't be
then they
gambling on
buy them out.
Yves. Right. Then they
Right.
buy them out for cheap, and they
Then they buy
have
them out.
crazy
Yep.
valuable assets for way
Correct.
less than they should have to pay for them. Right.
Correct. Right.
Yeah, long-term investment,
Right.
long-term
Exactly.
foresight.
I, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wish somebody else would have come in and taken over, but I guess we will have to wait and see. I still have a lot of questions, just like you said, man. We have a lot of questions, and there are a lot of questions unanswered. The employees have every right to be questioning if they're going to wake up to jobs tomorrow or not, because there's no explanation on exactly who's being taken. All of them being taken, none of them being taken. How this is all going to turn out, and then, like I said, all the remaining IP. What are you doing with a company now that you don't have? See, this is the part where it gets really strange. And this is like you said, man. I need somebody, smarter than me here.
Yeah.
I
So
get the
somebody that's
concept, but
like
now
in the
you've
corporate world that's dealt with crazy
you've taken
situations
out
like
the
this.
revenue makers. You've taken Rainbow Six Siege out, which
Yeah.
is your main member. Now you've taken Assassin's
Yeah, as a
Creed, which is
subsidiary, it's still
Shadows.
gonna make revenue for the parent company.
So Ubisoft has all these
Yeah,
leftover IP that trickle in revenue, right? Obviously, like
yeah,
Anno and Division 2 is obviously, if Division wasn't taken, Division still, is gonna make this trickle money, but that's not enough to support Ubisoft proper. So now what are you gonna do with all these other people? Because again, you robbed Peter not to pay Paul, you just robbed Peter for yourself now. So now Paul's left. Like, that's what you like, that he's on Paul's on his own at this point. Like, fend for yourself, brother. You better get out there and start begging. Like, what are we gonna do? So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Wild situation. But I do feel for all the employees because yeah, you got to be wondering what is going on and what's going to be left when it's
yeah.
all said and done of this. So
And and also the only question that really actually matters in any of this: what happens with Splinter Cell? Will we get one?
right, Splinter Cell and Division,
That's all.
right? Obviously,
Yeah, it's like
and,
all I
and, and
care about. And with any of this is like, will I get
yeah,
a good Splinter Cell
all the
game at
Tom
some
Clancy.
point? Yeah,
Yes, the
hundred
rest of the Tom
percent.
Clancy. What's gonna happen?
That's
And
all that
Anno. I
matters.
want Anno.
None of the jobs matter. None of the people. There's like none of that. None of the other
Yeah,
franchises. Nothing else. Well, all that matters is if eventually I get a good Splinter Cell game.
yeah. But I partially
Yeah.
agree with you for sure.
Yeah, they're all waking up. Am I gonna have a job tomorrow? I'm waking up. What's gonna happen to
We
Splinter
said
Cell?
Splinter Cell. Phil, if I again, if it's a case of them not existing, Splinter Cell and Division and Tom Clancy, like, just please go pick it up. I know it's not gonna be pretty. I know you guys would have to make cuts on the studios, but just please go pick up the franchises and go pick up some of the
Yeah.
studios and keep them alive, please, because can't let those go right now, man. Can't. Selfishly. Oh, all right, Mav. Anything else you want to touch on before we get everybody out of here, brother?
Well, no. I think we're good,
Okay.
man. Covered everything. Fun show tonight. It was good to be back. Sorry about the technical issues at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
for sure.
My encoder was being overloaded, apparently, which has never happened before because I'm not running
I
or
know.
doing anything different. But
Hmm?
it is what it is.
Uh, they might have to start selling Ubisoft merch. Don't they already sell Ubisoft merch,
Oh,
Ray?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have to at this point. Oh man. You shouldn't be afraid to admit that you're loving AC Shadows Geezer Prime. You should never be afraid to admit that you love in any type
You
of
know
game, no
who
matter what kind of talk is around it.
you
Doesn't
know who
fucking matter.
Eves reminds me of?
Who?
You remember Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, of
Not Vigo, the
course.
painting,
No,
but the
but
guy, but
his
the guy that Vigo possessed.
yes.
You
I
know,
forget
the
what
like
was his
he's
freaking
like a
name.
professor or something of
Yeah,
art.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
Of
right,
course.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the curly haired dude.
that's Eves.
Do not touch. Do not touch. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yves is just. Again, I give him credit for building Ubisoft. At one point, they did understand this industry, but
Yeah,
at some point, they lost everything on decision making wise on what was good for their company and what was going to make them money in this industry. They lost it completely, man. No more golden touch.
no.
Plus, on top of all the issues that they never corrected internally as well for their employees. But anyways, everybody, like Mav said, it's been a great episode. Get back into it again. PM in the PM, Pong and Mav in the PM. Thank you all for coming back after a week off. Again, not a major week of news, but we did have some fun stuff out here. We're gonna have more coming up. Obviously, Switch 2 announcements in April. That's gonna be big, just to kind of get a because Mav and I are both interested in the Switch 2, obviously, and see where they're at. But we got lots coming up this gaming wise. We're gonna be talking a lot of games coming up down the road. So thank you all for joining us on another Thursday night for this episode. Appreciate you all. Love and respect to each and every single one of you for this show, the support you give it, and all the other shows, whether it's the Fun Speculation Network or anywhere else in this community. Just appreciate you all, man. You guys are such a pleasure to come together with on a weekly basis and talk to, man. I just love you guys so much. So thank you for being here. But Mav, tell everybody what we got coming up. I may not be on Xbox Ultimate tomorrow night. We'll see. It is. So just letting you know right now.
Yeah,
but
no worries.
we'll see. I'll try. So
Well, yeah, tomorrow. Look forward to Xbox Ultimate Podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see if Pong is able to be there or not. We'll see. But besides that, we got FSP up on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and then every Thursday with PM in the PM. And I'm going to be streaming some more games. I'm keeping into stream Assassin's Creed Shadows at some point, so I might do that,
nice.
as well as Wreckfest 2. I want to stream that too. I haven't had a chance to yet, so
Nice.
gonna be doing that at some point. But thank you all for being here. It was fun. It was a blast as always. Audio listeners, you rock as well. Appreciate everybody who listens on audio platforms, and like it's cool to see like sometimes I get it uploaded like the next day or even sometimes 2 days later or whatever because I just got things going on, and it's cool to see like the upload. I put it up there and then like I'll just refresh it like a little while later, and to see that people have already seen the audio show, even like if it's just a little bit later, so makes you feel good. Somebody's waiting to catch the show. So I shout out to anybody who does listen on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of those places as well. And if you do like it on there, hey, leave a review. Greatly helps other people find the show. Here, YouTube chat, you guys rock. If you did like it, hey, hit the like button, share it out, notification bell, all that cool stuff. Greatly helps us grow. Pong Soul, tell us where we can find you this week, sir, or this coming week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Dizzy Delta 99. If you can get past kind of some of the age on it, Soul Reaver is definitely worth the playthrough. If it's on sale and you want to pick that up, I highly recommend it. Just even for the story, that's Amy Hennig. That's where Amy Hennig really cut her teeth. That's where she started to get famous. Was for the Soul Reaver story is timeless because of Amy Hennig's writing. So if you can get past kind of the old style, go
Yeah.
pick it up, man. For sure. Absolutely. It's worth it. Yeah, everybody, thank you again for being here. You guys know how to find me. It's Pong Solo everywhere. Follow me, I'll follow you back. Like I said, don't know if I'm gonna make Xbox Ultimate tomorrow. I'm gonna really try though. If I am, but you gotta come here anyways, right? So you just show up and join the crew. However many people are gonna be here. Xbox Ultimate every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Fun Speculation Network. And for you guys who don't know, I will put out another post tomorrow. Steele did put out a post earlier this week. He is still in the process of moving. Obviously, got a family. It's a big move. It's a lot of moving pieces, pun intended. So he is not going to be ready for this Saturday to get back to living split screen, which is totally dope. fine. Again, real life always comes first. Shout out to Steele and his family. So we have this Saturday off, but there's plenty of shows on Saturday. Go enjoy some of those shows, get some gaming in. And then Sunday night, don't know if we're going to have the Shop podcast. PTK has got a lot going on right now in real life himself. If it is going to go live, we will obviously let you all know. But right now, it doesn't look like we are going to be on hiatus for a while for the Shop podcast as of right now. But keep your eyes and ears open. So if I don't see you tomorrow night, have a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great Friday if you still got your Friday to go. But you know what? It is the golden age of game. So please, everybody, get out there, play what you love what you play, and I'll talk to you all hopefully real soon. Matt, get us out of here, brother.
Peace out, everyone. Take it easy. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye.